Alright, so welcome back to another session of Whispers in the Woods. Feels like it's been a while, but we're back now. So, bookkeeping wise, we don't have too much other than seems like the winner of our little vote is Saturday for the milestone stream. So that'll happen this Saturday, probably around 7ish to 8ish, where we will look at some new World Anvil things. I've been spending a long time updating all that, so loud. Okay. I've been doing a lot of updating to the World Anvil behind the scenes, so I'll make all that stuff public on Saturday, and I'll talk a whole bunch about it. Lots of new stuff for audience and player alike, and we'll sort of inform what's going to happen in the future. So if you are around, tune in, and we'll have a nice lore night. Other than that, I think we can just get started. So, previously on Whispers in the Woods, the party made their way into the Feywild after fighting their way through the Thornwoods and finding a spot to make a fairy circle. They managed to slip the veil into the Feywild and arrived in a rather mystical-looking forest with a winding path that led them to a large castle. Now, their purpose for being here, for making their way into the Feywild in search of this castle, is because they are searching for a way to destroy the black mold that is creeping across Cael Tahera, the kingdom that they are within. And in turn saving the forests and the creatures that live in it from a grisly death at the hands of the mold and the figure who seems to have created it, Beira. Sorry about that. And so, in search of Beira, that has led them to this castle, and their mission is to, at the very least, destroy whatever the means of production for the black mold is. But if they're able to find Beira as well, then I suppose that's a bonus. All right. Let me get your atmosphere back in here. All right. So, hello, Senan. How are you? To get right back into things, as the four of you make your way down this winding cobblestone path covered in a layer of moss and through these twisted blue-leafed trees with these towering blue flowers high above you, you eventually see the outline of this massive castle in the distance, and as you approach it, you see that a gate blocks your way, and beyond it is castle walls that are covered in these very thorny vines and briars. Before it is a castle courtyard with stairs that lead up to the door and massive statues that are overgrown with vegetation. And so, as the Briar Keep sprawls out before you, what do you do?
Friendly wave. That's it. Eyeball everybody else.
This where we need to be?
Guess so.
And it's a giant castle.
At least it looks like nobody's been here in a while.
See, that doesn't make me feel any better. I'm just gonna friendly wave at anything that moves.
Well,
It
from
doesn't
what I
make me
learned,
feel
the
any
more
better
abandoned
either.
it looks, the more shady people want to be there.
Psst, psst, wits.
What?
I dare you to go in first.
Okay.
So you make your way up to these wrought iron fences here at the very front. There's sort of a stone gate that goes all the way around out past your view to the north and south. But the section here is these twin gates that have a lock right at the center, about chest height.
Oh, I wish I knew someone that was good at lockpicking.
I can knock it.
Oh, you know knock? Oh, good.
What if something bad happens? I'm a little nervous.
It should be fine. I mean, it's not like knock makes a loud noise or anything.
It's fine. It's fine. Everyone's just gonna know we're entering.
You can make checks on this lock as well if you want. You don't have to immediately jump to second level spells. This is D&D.
Alright, I punched the lock.
Punch it.
I mean, you can punch the lock. I just mean if you wanted to examine it, I can tell you more about the lock.
Alright, I can, or unless if Lola wants to do it.
You gotta examine. I don't want to touch it, to be real.
Alright, well, Witch wants to touch it.
So, Witch, what are you looking for? Are you looking for like traps, or are you looking for some sort of magical mechanism, or what are you looking for?
Well, first he's gonna look for traps.
All right, then just make a straight up investigation.
Alright. 14.
All right. So from a 14, you take a look at this lock, and it looks pretty rusted. It matches the rest of the gate. Looks relatively old, and like it hasn't seen an incredible amount of use.
Okay.
But from your investigation check, you don't seem to see any like physical traps that are hooked up to it, or tripwires or anything like that.
Alright, looks fine to me. I guess now he's gonna try to see if there's any magical aspect to it.
Very well.
That's gonna be an Arcana.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ooh,
Alright.
nice.
With a 23, you are able to tell, with that nat 20, you are able to tell that this is locked with arcane lock.
Ah.
You've seen people lock things up with this before. You're sort of familiar with the security mechanism, and so you know the spell.
Wait, I just know Arcane Lock now? Or did you
No,
mean...
I mean you can recognize
Okay.
when something's been locked.
I was about to say.
That was the
Okay.
easiest thing to learn.
Alright. Alright, Lola, you can use knock on this, but it won't permanently unlock it. It is magically locked.
Well, if we just like leave it open, you think it will like close back on its own and lock?
Hard to say.
That is hard to say.
What if you just ask it nicely?
Alright.
Caress it in your hands. No, you need to be serious about it. Witch. You need to caress it in your hands and whisper to it.
Alright, Witch is gonna like hold it gently in his hands and like whisper, "Lock, can you please open?"
Please, lock.
Only the sound of the wind whistling through the trees and bending the large stems of these flowers rings out over the courtyard. You do not hear anything else.
Has no manners.
Alright, well that didn't work. Sybil, use heat metal.
What now?
Oh my god.
I can do that. Alright.
Wait,
No,
is
wait a minute.
that like a I don't know,
No.
is that a cantrip or is that like a spell slot?
It's a second level spell slot.
Oh, okay. Well, then
I
never
don't
mind.
have any second level spell slots left.
Never mind.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to do that for fun, but if it's that expensive, then no.
I'm feeling a little too tired for it right now, guys.
All right, we'll start a fire then.
Or just punch the lock.
I do
Maybe
have a idea unrelated to the block.
Oh, what's up?
Do you think it would be productive at all to have somebody go ahead for reconnaissance at all?
Well, I guess that could be beneficial if we can figure out how to scale this wall, if we can, before we try to unlock anything.
I'm
I'm a very good jumper.
not sure
I
what
wouldn't
could do
know.
that though, that we could find inside.
How tall is the wall?
It's about maybe 20-ish feet up.
So clearly looks at it unsteadily.
How thin are the spaces between the bars?
Not wide enough that a person or even a halfling could get between them, but enough that, say, a mouse or something like that could get between them. There is some space in between the bars.
I could wild shape in there, essentially. Not sure what I do in there.
All right, question.
Let me look for a key.
Question, Sibylla. Can you wild shape into any flying animals?
Launch flying it. You mean shapeshift into flying animals? Sorry, I'm having a
Yes.
hard time hearing.
Wild shape.
I don't think I can wild shape into flying creatures yet. I can do creatures up to a certain level. I think I can do an alligator, for example, and I can do like swimming creatures, but I can't do flying ones yet.
Yeah, you got the swim speed, not the fly speed.
Can you? All right. Follow-up question.
Alligator.
Can you wild shape into anything that would not hurt if you were to fall from, say, 20 feet or more?
What?
I think, given like the body mass of an ant, if you drop like an ant from a really high height, it won't technically kill it.
That is true. That's facts right there.
Right. So I actually take back what I said. What about 80 feet?
What?
Oh, actually 60. Sorry, 60.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Is there an animal that could survive a fall of 60 feet?
The answer is Murdos. That is the
Oh, yeah.
creature.
You can do that.
Yeah, wild shape into Murdos.
Is the idea catapult? Is that what you're doing?
Maybe.
Because catapult specifies object, not creature.
Oh my god.
Okay, never mind then.
Wait,
What if
what
if
if catapult
turn
or could
something
one of
small?
you throw me very hard?
And I also read it along. It's actually hang
Worn
on.
slash something that isn't
We
being
Oh wait,
worn or
it's
carried.
okay.
Throw on
It's
a
up
candle
to.
and throw. Put on an object and then we throw.
Oh no.
That's such a roundabout way. All right, so we kill you, turn you into an object, and then we catapult you over, and then we heal you.
All right. Well, if we're gonna kill someone, we have to kill someone who's not the healer.
Well,
All of this, and we could easily just use knock and call it a day.
nothing.
All that to avoid just knock knock.
Oh, wait. I have an idea.
Yeah?
All right. If you turn yourself into an ant, I can use Mage Hand to carry you over the wall.
Yeah, you could. What's like the biggest size you think you could do it? Because I think it'd be a bit tiring crossing that whole courtyard as an ant.
Wait, I think are we
You're
just?
an ant. Can't you just walk through
Yeah,
the
I'm about to
hole?
say.
Wait, are we doing courtyard or wait gate? I'm confused.
I don't know anymore. We're trying to catapult you across, but say, but you're tiny enough to fit through.
I think whenever you said ant, it just snuck in there, and I didn't really fully register that ant is very tiny and probably could fit.
Yeah. I could just walk through the bars, probably. We wouldn't need to throw me over.
Yeah.
Well, it would add some nice spice.
Well, I guess it's because I didn't think you could make yourself an ant, and then whenever you said it, I just glossed over the fact that it's a minuscule insect.
Ant is small.
I think a mouse could even get through, so.
And did he say a mouse can go through it?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's small.
Okay, well, an ant definitely could fit through then.
See, my only concern is with like you step into it alone, and then next thing you know, things start popping up.
Just be a
Now,
cat.
now you're alone on the other side.
Just be a cat, because apparently cats just don't have any skeletal structure and just fit in everything.
Yeah, I mean, cats would basically
yeah.
have
Cats
like
are liquid.
liquid form, so
Yeah,
I-
cats are liquid.
you guys could estimate that a cat could definitely slip through this too. Any sort of smallish creature like that could definitely slip through. Rabbit,
Mhm.
weasel, whatever you want.
Alright. Well, when I get through there, what do you guys think I should do on the outside? I don't think I'll be able to get in since there's doors. I wild shape back. And it's locked on the other side, so.
Well, Lola here can use knock to open the lock. For what is it, 10 minutes?
10 minutes, it will stay open.
Yeah.
I don't know if
so-
it'll open it all the way or if it'll close back. But...
So, if it becomes that die, she can do that real quick, and then we can come in.
Okay. Right. So, yes, wild shaping into a rabbit.
All right.
She gets cut in half. I should have said that after you got
Oh,
it. My bad. My bad.
All right, should be able to move it.
All right.
So you slip in between the bars of this iron gate here, sort of far below where the lock is placed. And now you're on the other side in this massive courtyard. The grass is sort of very untended to. It's all unkempt and overgrown with all sorts of vegetation and moss. And you can see gardens off to your left and to your right with these rose bushes and thorns all around them. There's sort of a small staircase up that leads to a sort of a raised platform that then leads to the front entrance. But there are, as well as you reach this platform, you kind of look off to your left and right, and you see two more paths that head to the north and to the south as well. Sort of winding their way back around west over towards the side of the keep.
Right. First, I'm gonna go up to the main door and investigate to see if there's also an arcane lock on this one.
You look up at these doors. It's a set of twin doors. And you look at their face. They're sort of made of this ornately engraved wood that now has sort of rotted slightly and looks a little bit dull. You estimate that at one point they probably looked incredibly nice, but at this point they're a little drab. But actually, as you make your way up to this door, they actually swing slightly ajar towards you.
That's not ominous at all.
Not enough to open them, but
I'm-
enough to just sort of pop slightly. So you can kind of see like a crack in the door.
Sybil is going to tentatively stick her head through the door and look inside.
Yeah, you peek through the crack, and inside, this is what you see. Alright, give me 1 second. So you peek through the crack in the door here, and inside you can see actually light coming from the interior. There are already torches and even a chandelier that is lit. And you see a large entrance hall that is partially overgrown as well. and sort of these old tattered rugs that line a carpet leading all the way to, on the very far side, you see this staircase wind its way up to the upper floor. You let me know when you want to go back.
Alright. I'm sorry. For a second I thought that tattered, like, carpet was covered in wrapped up bodies.
No.
Anyway.
It's just tattered.
Yeah, I thought that's what that was.
I totally understand what you thought right there. When you said that, I was like, oh yeah, that totally does look like that. All right. So if you want to head back outside, I can bring you back.
Alright, I think I'll do that for now. Check out what that path is.
All right. So the rest of you see the little white rabbit make its way up these stairs to the front steps, and kind of you see those two doors actually kind of creak open far in the distance, and you're not really sure what opened them. Maybe this rabbit's stronger than it looks, but then the rabbit doubles back and makes its way over a little bit closer towards you guys and heads north. Is there anything you three want to do, or just waiting for Sybil to continue?
Now, where is she going?
I want to brew my tea leaves.
She brewing tea leaves.
Very well.
Yeah,
There,
we're just gonna prop up here and play with this little smoke his little pipe.
I'm a little worried for my
I just
rabbit.
want to check what's up here really quick and then
Alrighty.
head back.
Then you wind your way
Okay.
around this path to the north, Rabbit Sybil, and this is what you see. So the path curves around, like I said, to the side of this castle here. And you can see a bunch of kind of rather overgrown and disheveled looking trees growing along the side of the path. And another garden, this one even larger than the last, as you make your way kind of around to about this point in the keep. And this path winds around to the side, and you can actually see a small little stone staircase lead up to a door along the side of the keep, and it's surrounded by a bunch of old-looking crates and an abandoned cart. But further off in the distance, sort of beyond this stone staircase that you see, there's just this massive wall, just a complete tangle of thorns, briars, and roses.
Of that. I'm going to investigate this potential side door.
Okay. I wasn't sure how long you're going to stay here, but I'll get you the rabbit back. And copy that. Okay. So you dart your way around the side of the building and over towards this much smaller stone staircase. This staircase and door are not nearly as ornate as the one that you just saw, the ones that opened it themselves for you. In fact, this is just a single door on the side of this building here, and not nearly as ornately carved, though it still shares that same kind of old and worn quality.
Right. Is it going to open me the same as the other one did?
It does not open for you, no. But you do see a small little plaque kind of placed on the side of the door that has worn with time, but you can kind of estimate that it reads Servant's Entrance.
All right. And in regards to this giant thorn tangle, is it alive like the one we ran from earlier is?
As you kind of get closer to it, towards it, you don't see it like bend towards you like the thornwoods. It is just a wall of thorns.
Okay, I'm gonna head on back and report my findings.
You can actually make a perception check if you want.
Oh, yep.
Never mind.
Excellent. Okay, don't see anything on my merry little way.
It's just a wall of thorns. And you wind your way back
Completely
around
unthreatening wall thorns.
to the front of the keep and back to the exterior courtyard and along the path towards where the others are left. And so the rabbit returns to you three, and darts their way back between the iron bars.
Right, I'm going to wild shape back.
Right. You can always grab your own portrait if you want to do it. I don't have to do it for you.
Okay.
But I'm totally fine doing it, so don't worry.
Alright, so the front door isn't unlocked. In fact, it looks like it magically opens for any visitors. The interior is just as in disrepair as the rest of the place. But I also noticed that there's a servant's entrance on... Sorry, hit the Windows key. That side.
Alright then. Which side do you think looks the safest?
Hmm?
Which side do you think looks the safest?
I mean, if there is someone in the manor, then it's more likely they'll perceive our entrance if we go in through the front door. But the side door, I'm not sure if it's unlocked. And there is a very large wall of vine. So they aren't alive, I don't think. In the sense that malicious man-killing vines are alive. At least.
Well, have you explored any of that other path to the left?
I didn't look at the path on the left. Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe I should have done that.
Well, we can always go check that out. But either way, we're all gonna need to go through this door, so we might as well open it.
Yeah, sorry. I will get out of your way.
Also, I forgot to ask, is the lock like built into the door?
It is, yes.
Oh, okay.
Sort of a part of the gate. Yeah, you got a 23 on that 20, so it is a built-in lock. Though you probably estimate that it wasn't always magical necessarily. There's been an extra layer of security added to it with this spell. It was once probably just a normal lock.
Yeah, no, I was just asking that because I was gonna try to take it off.
I take the lock off the door. Wow. Nice.
Well, no, I mean like after we unlock it, I take it off so that it doesn't lock
Fair
back
enough.
up. Or
Yeah, I get what you mean. All right. So what is your plan now?
I think Lola said she'll be right back.
I see. So Squealy, did you drink your tea too?
Yeah.
What was the time I gave you on that again?
1 hour.
Okay, you don't actually have to drink it. You can brew it and keep it if you want to.
It's all good.
Alrighty.
Went ahead and sipped some.
All right. So Lola, the rest of the party looks to you, waiting to access the locked gate.
Oh, sorry guys, don't have a conversation in my head. Okay. So we're doing knock. What was back there? Any dangers?
No, just fine.
Oh, well that's somewhat dangerous. Whoop. Magical fingers.
All right. So you give the lock a knock, and it sort of emanates louder than it normally would. And you hear this loud knocking noise, combined with a sort of click right after it, as it echoes out throughout the empty courtyard. And then as it clicks, you see the gates just kind of open slightly and sit ajar.
Well, it's open, and if anyone's around, they know that we are here.
Hmm.
Push it open.
If I'd like real quick, I can go check down this other path since the building and go check it.
Yeah, I'm gonna shove these gates all the way open. Just you never know. So shove them all the way open.
All right, yeah, you push the gates wide open as you make your way between them. And now the four of you stand within the courtyard, with the doors here are still slightly ajar, as they were left by Sybil. But there's still the path to the north and south as well.
All right. I'll go take a scout around on the south just to see.
Right. Scream if you need help. But make sure it's very loudly. Some of us can't hear properly. I'm gonna look at these bushes.
All right. Here, I'll roll a stealth check so I can do it quietly.
Very well.
I really miss our old scout right
Hey.
now.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's is the only scout I've ever known.
You guys, pretty good roll. You guys take a look at these plants here. They're very sort of vibrant, even though the rest of this place is kind of overgrown. The leaves look relatively healthy, and these thorny briars are growing across everything. In fact, if you had to estimate, the healthiest thing growing in this environment is definitely the roses. So Wits, you quickly make your way down along the southern pathway, winding your way in between a grouping of trees that all sort of have a very odd color to them. They're not like any trees you've seen before. And you make your way around sort of the southern side of the keep. So just give me 1 second to bring you over here. So as the others wait in the courtyard, you quickly scout out the southern path. This is what we see down there. Further in the distance, you see what appears to be sort of an old coach, rather abandoned and slightly overgrown with moss. Sitting just sort of off to the side against one of the fence walls. More gardens line the side of this path here, and it winds around the side of the keep, in which you can see another massive thorny wall like the one that Sybil described. Further in the distance, you see a tree that looks familiar. It is dead and old and gnarled and twisted, and it is covered in black mold. But the thing that I think you want me to talk about...
Yeah.
At first you didn't see it. At first you just sort of saw this old coach. But then as you sort of slightly squint and made your way a little bit closer in between the trees, you notice that there's sort of a spectral outline of something. And then as you get a little bit closer, it sharpens still. And you see the outline of a horse. And as you get even closer, it becomes more tangible. And now from where you're standing, you can see this spectral outline sort of filled in with a skeleton. It is this skeletal horse standing out front of this coach.
Do I want to pet the horse?
It just appears to be kind of quietly standing there. Occasionally you'll see it kind of chomp at the grass below. It's not looking your direction, it's looking kind of off this way, Wits.
Alright. Which is going to slowly move closer to it. He's curious about this horse.
Alright, yeah, you have a 21 on your stealth roll, so it will not notice you as you approach. And the more you get closer towards it, the sort of sharper its image is. It turns from sort of a faded, blurred image into a sharper, tangible, skeletal horse.
Does Wits have any apples?
I don't know. Do you?
Ah, he has 2 apples left.
Alright.
Hang on, I'm trying to weigh the possible repercussions of feeding this horse.
Well, you can always double back and ask your party if you want.
Okay, but they'll probably say no. Except for Lola. Alright, which is gonna head back?
All right. You decide against feeding the horse and double back to the front courtyard where your party waits. And so the rest of you see Witz kind of still crouched in his sort of stealth position, making his way back along the cobblestone path towards you.
Oh, there's a horse over there.
There's a horse?
A horse.
But it's missing a few parts.
What does
How
that
so?
You know, like skin and organs.
Oh, okay.
But it's moving, so yeah, it's an undead horse.
Now that sounds lovely, and it sounds like it needs some love and skin. So
There's also
horse.
I saw that wall you're talking about, Sybil, with all the vines.
Yep.
And I saw this like coach. I guess that's what the horse is for. And then I saw this undead tree with a bunch of black mold on it. So I guess we are in the right place.
Yeah.
But I did not see any entrances from that side.
Hey,
Hey, Sequili, are you somehow related to other horses? Is that like a cousin? Is it gonna be weird for you to see a skeleton horse?
Lola, are you
sorry.
related to goats?
I mean, my aunt's a cow, but she's like a cow. Things got weird in the family. So
To
yeah,
be fair, this thing looked nothing like you, Sequili.
So clearly only related to other centaur.
you haven't seen his bones. You don't know.
Okay, well, you know, his bones have skin around it, and this one didn't.
It would be weird. It would be like looking at like a
This
zombie-fied
this
cousin.
one also
Like
was
a
kind of
skeleton.
green.
What?
This one was also
Green?
kind of green, like it had like a little radiance. It was definitely some sort of undead.
Do things turn undead naturally? Is that a normal thing that occurs here? Does anyone know that? Do I know that? I don't
Probably
feel like I
not.
know that. I don't feel like that's a normal thing.
I've never done anything with necromancy, but I'm willing to bet that it's not.
Can
Well,
make a-
listen.
Any of you
That
can
is a
make a
no-no
religion
word.
check if you want an answer to that question.
well,
You're not
on
sure.
her best form today.
We put our
So
heads
it's know anything about dead people?
think real hard. Think
Okay,
real
well,
hard.
Lola knows something about dead people.
Real hard.
So-
I read this.
Lola, typically for something to become undead, it would need to have died in some sort of unholy way. Typically, something doesn't naturally just rise from the grave. Ghosts often have unfinished business, but the undead often have had something interfere with their peaceful passing.
I just made myself sad. Something traumatic happened to that horse. And now I am sad.
Well, I guess
So,
you are
I-
right. It
I wish
looked like
you
something
didn't
happened
tell
to it.
I wish you didn't tell me about the horse now. I'd rather be ignorant right now. But now I know about a sad dead horse, so thank you for that, Wits. I will that's another thing to add to the bucket.
I was literally about to say as wits, like, well, it's not my fault. I told you about the horse. It's your fault for thinking.
I thought too hard on that horse.
Lola, you are slightly quieter than the others, and I can't turn you up
Right.
anymore. Just to make you aware of that.
Hello?
That's better.
Hello.
I had you a little bit far from my mic. Hey. Well, do we mess with horse guys, or should we just leave it be? Leave it tormented and sad.
I was gonna feed it an apple, but I didn't
It
know if it
doesn't
was
have
going to
a
attack me or not.
stomach.
Well,
Which-
it's
I
a
would
minute.
attack you.
Which
If I was a skeleton body, I would attack you. I can't look
Wits,
at you.
it was eating.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I
You
saw it
saw
eating
it-
grass.
You saw it
Was
grazing,
it falling
yes.
through its tummy? Was it actually eating, or was it just like eating and then it fell out of its throat?
You're a little far away to tell that, Wits, but you did see it bending down to chomp grass.
I don't.
It
I'm
might
not
like an
sure.
apple. It might like an apple that, like, maybe just like the sensation of it. It could be nice
Waste
for
of
it.
quality of life.
Make it feel a little bit happy. It is so sad. I'm really caught up on this horse, guys.
I think we've learned that like the small stuff is what we choose to pursue all the time.
I named him
Sitting
Rand.
outside the BBE.
Thus the fact that there are 2 new characters here.
Yeah, I'm not going after any more animals. Sorry, guys. This is my last character I'm making for this campaign.
Well, that animal was alive. This one's dead, so it's a different animal type now.
Ah, yes, this one's okay to kidnap.
Yeah.
We're not no more kidnapping.
Sounds to me like
Very
he has a
much-
very nice quality of life here, and that we could just pass on without disturbing him, and his unlife would not be much the worse for it.
What if you just leave an apple by the tree? Maybe it will find it. Maybe it won't. But either way, we did a good thing.
Oh no, he looked like he was chilling.
Put an apple down on this ground right now. I need to be able to walk away.
Alright, Witz puts down an apple on the ground in front of him.
All right, I feel better.
It's a little bit around the side of the thing. You would probably have to place it closer if you had any hope of anything noticing.
Oh,
it.
no.
Lola doesn't
No,
know
no.
that. Lola doesn't think that.
No, I was making a joke
Lola
because she
feels
said,
great.
put it on the ground right now, and
Very well.
he wasn't actually trying to get it to come over here.
Very
There we
well.
go. Good job. I feel confident. I feel like we did something today that helped its life. Or its
Alright, so, the whole reason we're here.
we did a good deed to guy.
Going
I'm
front
tongue-tied
door
right now.
or side door, I guess.
You were inside. What was in front door?
Front door. I didn't see anyone in there, but I was a rabbit.
You were.
There's a big staircase, and hallways on either side. A few more statues, a bunch of really rotten, gross carpets, and really horrible wood. I imagine it smells very bad.
So we want smelly room or unknown? Smelly path or unknown path?
Well, they'll probably intersect eventually.
They
Yeah, it's
probably
probably
will.
safe inside
pro-
too.
It's probably all smelly. Smelly known or smelly unknown?
I guess the question is if there's something in there that would notice a group of 4 people, including a centaur and not a rabbit, on this entrance or that entrance, or if there's something else over there. I don't know.
Well, we did just break into a castle, so I think we should make our presence known, you know? We gotta greet each other, you know? I don't have a present, but I'm sure I can give them a leaf and make it sound amazing to them. Always gotta bring a gift when you meet somebody. And, break into homes.
Well, the person we're trying to meet is is probably not the friendliest, so...
That doesn't mean 2 wrongs don't make a right with.
To do.
The fastest way to find others is to make ourselves known.
That is true.
So Quilly gets it.
Alright, well, I don't mind going through the front entrance.
Alright, let's do this, guys. Everyone put smiles on their face. Hope you all smell nice and friendly. And no one be mean today.
So
I
now,
thought Lola was scared to go through the front gate, but is perfectly fine going through the front door.
She
now,
has a whole plan set.
now with the 4 of you, as you make your way sort of along this stony path and up the stairs towards these twin doors, the 2 doors swing fully open to accommodate all 4 of you.
At least the castle's nice.
See? The castle's Nightwits. This could be a great time for us.
Well, what are you pointing at me for? I didn't say the castle was mean. It is a nice
No.
castle.
You just said 2 wrongs make a right. Bad thinking. In another life, I would approve.
I still don't know what the other wrong you're trying to point out is.
I don't know either, but just go with it. We'll let you talk. Alright. Bloop.
All right.
Hey, look, body bags.
Ah, yes.
So,
Body bag.
the four of you make your way through the doors that have opened themselves for you and into this sort of entrance hall. And as I described it before, you can see these two sort of massive, sort of brass-looking statues standing off to your left and right, and in between them a carpet that runs along to this far staircase that leads up and out of sight. Off to your left and right along the walls you can see these suits of armor, rather old and worn, some of them overgrown with moss and vine, as well as a few kind of potted plants that have since kind of reclaimed the pot and begun to grow a little further out of where they normally were. But the hall is already illuminated as you make your way into it. The lanterns have lit themselves, and even the chandelier high up above you now sort of reflects off these rather ornate-looking tiles that are a little bit cracked and worn with age.
How does it smell in here?
It smells dusty
Mm.
and old.
It's a little musty in here.
Yeah, it has sort of a must to it. You can actually see kind of dust hanging in the air near some of the lights that illuminate it.
Achoo! Dusty in here, guys.
Rena, or whatever her name is, really needs to clean up around here.
Hey, don't judge her yet. Maybe they're doing other things. Like killing people's fucking freaking chicken. I didn't cuss there, I almost did.
Swear jar, Lola.
Oh, man!
Can Wits do a history check to see if he recognizes any of this armor?
Yeah, I'll include the statues in the history check.
12.
Judging from the sort of stature and general style of the forging on the armor and the statues, because the statues wear similar armor to the suits that are lined up. You estimate it to be elven in origin, but that's about all you get. A worm. I see.
I don't know why, it just looks like on top of a worm.
Well, they
Yeah,
are
it took
indeed.
me a second.
They are indeed
Oh no!
two knights on horseback, each armed with a spear and a mace alike. You can see
Oh
kind
my
of
And a
these.
worm.
Like fat little worms.
Yeah, they're the Worm Rider Knights.
Oh man.
You can see a bunch of sort of couches and chairs lined up, illuminated by these candles that sit on a table. But they've also been sort of overgrown with thorns and vines. So as I said before, the staircase leads up. It's sort of carpeted and a little bit damp and overgrown with moss, but it leads up to an upper area that you can't quite see. But north and south there are hallways that lead straight down, illuminated really only by light that is streaming in from the windows. But the only other thing that you notice in this room, other than just some furniture that's kind of covered in these linens, is a door off to your right near Wits and Sybil. So there is a wooden door that sits within this hall.
Perhaps we should investigate more of this first level before we go up the stairs.
It is
Dare you
good to
knock on
know
the door.
what is here in case
Mhm.
we are flanked.
Yeah. Knock on the door.
Right.
So this door appears to
Give
just
me
be
your
kind
door
of
lore.
a very standard looking wooden door. though it matches the rest of the interior in its sort of excessive ornate quality. And off to either side of it, you can see these two sort of stone reliefs perched on either side. You can see these two statues of doves next to the door.
I'm guessing there's no locks on the door.
There is sort of a keyhole on the door. There's no like external lock, but there's a keyhole on this door.
Would still grab the handle and try turning it to see if it, and maybe pull a little to see if the door is open or not.
Yeah, you sort of turn it, and the doorknob does turn, but as you kind of pull it outwards or push it inwards, it just does not budge at all.
All right. Well, this door's locked too.
Well, you turned the handle. Are you sure it's locked? Maybe it's just got like vines all up in it, and it's like stuck.
Well, some locks fix the door, not the handle.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna look at this cloth over here.
All right, it's a linen draped over a piece of furniture. The linen is covered in dust, but from the shape of it, you estimate it's probably some sort of chair.
This is a nice chair, Wit.
I see.
Need help with door?
Unless if you know how to pick locks or have a lock picking kit, I don't know if we'll be able to get through it. I prefer we save Lola's energy for opening the lock to actually get into the, fence.
Yeah, Yeah. y'all on your own for this one. We could just punch it a couple times.
Yes. No lockpicks, but hooves.
Use them hooves.
Maybe we should investigate other places before we make a ruckus destroying doors.
You know, it's not. You're right. That was a good thing. It's not very polite to kick down doors.
Understood.
I swear, her moral compass is starting to look like a fidget spinner.
Listen, it goes this way and that way. All right, Mama always said I was special.
All right, let's split up. I'm kidding.
So there's a north. Yeah, you go this way, gang. And we'll go that way. Shaggy, Scoop, you guys go south.
Woo!
Well, even worse. So clearly, you break down the door. I'll go north. We'll go south. Lola go upstairs. Everyone will note for themselves.
Yeah, so there's
Cheekies, we found a clue.
It's better. And
So
you have to do a 1v1 now.
So there is a northerly hallway, a southerly hallway, and a staircase that leads upstairs. What direction are you headed next?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I say we go south.
I agree. And no, I have not learned my lesson by letting RNG decide our decisions.
We know.
Of course not.
I know my mistakes, and I do not regret them.
Is this hallway that we're heading down lit up any, or is it dark?
It is dark, but periodically, kind of in the distance, you can see light streaming in through what you imagine to be windows. Now, obviously, it is not natural sort of light. It is the light of the Feywild, so it has this sort of strange bluish purple to it. But that's what sort of periodically illuminates the hallway as each window is set a distance apart.
Okay.
So you guys make your way down the southern hallway, traveling along this hall until only maybe about 40-ish feet down it, you come across a door off to your right side, sort of across from one of these bluish purple windows. And you can see a little bit further down the hallway, you can see another doorway, but immediately off to your right is a wooden door. This
Check
door
here first.
This door resembles the one that you saw back in the entrance hall, but this one lacks the large stone reliefs of doves. Instead, it is just a plain door.
Is it like quiet in here? Is it like
It
little
is.
whispers?
It is deathly quiet. Only really the creaks of the building around you fill the
Hmm.
air.
What a good little time. Okay.
So Keely's gonna try the door.
All right. The door handle turns and the door opens.
Ownership.
Alright. Pushing it open, going through.
All right. 1 second.
Magical room apparently.
You make your way into what appears to be some sort of study, Sequili. You can see bookshelves lining the walls and a small little desk and chair sitting off to your left. Parts of the bookshelves have been kind of overgrown with moss and vegetation and these vines that seem to have claimed most of the castle. But a hearth is lit on the northern wall, just sort of crackling quietly in the silence of the castle.
I
Room
don't
seems
like how
safe.
all the lights are on in this castle where there's no other sign of life.
On the wall off to your left there, in between a gap in the bookshelves, you can see another door, Sequili. Sorry, it's a little bit cut off. That's why I wanted to point that out.
Oh, you're good. I saw.
There's another wooden door there, as well as a sort of taxidermied and mounted trophy of a stag's head on the wall. So again, the lights and the candles and the hearth are already lit by the time you walk in here, bathing the area in sort of a warm glow.
Alright, yeah, I'll just call the others in. Room clear.
Sitting on the desk that you point out there, whoever pinged that, I forget, is sort of a carafe of wine, sort of a large glass jug filled with this sort of deep red liquid.
Witz is gonna take a sip.
All right, you just sort of grab the
Oh my
whole
God.
pitcher and just kind of tip it up then.
Yeah, just a little sip.
Mm.
All right. It's definitely warm and is sort of a very bitter wine. But you do taste the familiar subtleties of red wine.
You don't even know how old that is, Wits.
Wits, are you drinking mysterious liquids again?
Again?
Yes.
He does this often.
Again.
Okay, well, Lola, clearly you don't know how wine works. The older it is, the better.
Yeah, you don't know. One time we were in like an ocean, and we found a bottle, and didn't you just drink it?
And a bottle, ocean bottle? You drank ocean bottle.
No, I bought it.
Oh my God. You paid for ocean bottle?
Good rum.
I can't even look at you.
How can an ocean fit into a bottle?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. How you do that?
Oh, Witz is gonna ignore the comment about them trying to figure out how you pick an ocean into a bottle.
Sequoia just shakes his head at Wits and just mutters, "Wizards."
Lola, as you walk across the room,
Okay.
kind of looking at some of these bookshelves and past the hearth, the stag head on the wall just follows you, moving its head to watch you.
Guys. Hey guys. Guys. Watch this.
So
I'm gonna keep looking at it.
the head stays mounted, but it swivels its whole head to follow Lola as she walks through the room.
Y'all see that too? Keep my eyes on it. Y'all see that too?
Mm.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
A little bit, but I also kind of want to pet it. But then I also think now it's conscious, and I don't want to pet it. Can I
Yeah.
pet you?
It just stares at you. Since you've stopped moving, it is now motionless, indistinguishable from a normal trophy head.
Oh,
But every
oh,
time you move, it
get that
just
close.
swivels to follow you.
I can't make it
And
say yes. That would be bad,
Can you
right?
see whether its eyes are glass or real eyes?
The mounting, whoever did the work on this, made it look incredibly realistic.
Hmm.
I just don't mind me. I'm just gonna.
I don't
boop my
like
nose
that
real
it's
fast.
looking at us.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I
gonna
could
boop its
I
nose
could
real
fix
Do you
quick.
think
that.
it can tell people what it's looking at?
I don't know, but I'm gonna boop it.
Like it's a
Come here.
security object?
Boop. I should
You,
ask how high this is. I'm very short.
you would probably have to get on your tiptoes to be able to touch it, but you can touch it.
Yes. Boop.
You pet it, and it just sort of feels like fur. It doesn't feel sort of warm and moving like an actual beast would. It does feel sort of dead and sort of solid inside.
No
But
wet
the
nose?
the fur does feel like realistic fur. But it
Well-
does not react to you touching it at all. Just stays still, staring directly into your eyes.
Yeah, I have an idea. What's is gonna cast minor illusion of Lola sitting like right in front of it?
Oh.
Yeah, it swivels to look
like
at anything that moves. So when the new thing appears, it sort of looks at it, and then just sort of fixes on the new thing.
Alright, now walk away, Lola.
Alright. Can you make the minor illusion like walk back and forth?
Oh.
Or is that like an extra thing you gotta do?
That is not
Just
how it
have it.
works.
Okay, well, see, I don't do illusionary magic. I'm not very good at tricks. I play a dang flute.
Open door.
Nothing happens.
Open door.
Sequila was telling them that while it's looking at him.
Oh, I thought you were telling it to open door.
Oh, there you
I'm like, yeah, open door.
go. Don't like that. Alright, Sybil's going to open the door.
All right, Sybil, you open the door that sort of leads south, nestled in between these bookshelves. I'm sorry, I should have specified which. While you were looking at the desk over there are drawers on the desk.
Oh yeah, I was gonna search them, but I got interested in this.
Yeah, I figured that we sort of forgot about that. That's why I wanted to bring it back up again.
Alright, I guess he probably would have been already searching them like while they were doing all that at
Okay.
first.
We'll say while they're fooling around with the statue and Lola's petting it, you can do that if you want, since
Yeah.
I sort of forgot to tell you that.
Yeah, he definitely would search them.
Okay, so while the others are doing that and sort of figuring out how this statue works, and before Sybil makes her way to that door, you quickly search the drawers of this desk, and within it you find a small sort of leather-bound book that has been kind of closed and sort of wrapped with a piece of string, and then just tied in sort of a bow.
Monroe, what are you doing? Sorry.
What's gonna open the book? Like
Alright.
untie the bow and open it.
Yeah, you open this book, and it does appear to have been sort of scribed in ink with a quill. And it appears to be some sort of almost historical document. You kind of scan through it quickly, and it appears to describe the history of the general castle. And so if you want to kind of flip through it, I can summarize for you.
Yeah, you can summarize.
Right. So you kind of scan through this as the others are investigating the stag head on the wall, and from what you gather, this castle belongs to an elven figure known as the Briar Queen. Now, the book seems to claim that the Briar Queen was a noble and just ruler, governing over the elves of the Feywild. One day, her most trusted advisor fell ill. A month later, that trusted advisor died. And so, devastated by the loss of her most trusted friend, the Briar Queen fell into a deep depression. But one day, a stranger arrived at the keep and was welcomed inside. This stranger called herself Beatrice and quickly gained rapport with the Briar Queen. The Queen was in high spirits again, bolstered by her new trusted advisor. Things were good once more in the Briar Keep. And then the Queen fell ill. And much like her advisor before her, she died soon after. The servants of the castle turned on each other in fits of paranoia. Some claimed it was a curse. Some claimed it was poison. Some thought it to be an illness. And so the castle fell to chaos. Unholy chaos. But the book ends there. There's actually a bunch of blank parchment towards the end of the book that you flip through. Clearly, whoever was scribing this history of the castle left the task unfinished.
After looking through all that, Witzel, like, he won't put the bow back on it, but he'll fold it back up and put it in his bag.
Yeah, you glance back up to the rest of the study that you're in and see these two over near the staghead and Sybil over near the door turning the knob. So we'll get back to that.
Yep.
Sybil, you begin to turn the knob on this door. It looks much like the one that you went through to get into the study, just a standard wooden door, and you pull it open. And as you do, this is what you see.
Holy something, mother of gods. Okay.
Hold on just 1 second.
Sorry.
I wasn't done. As you turn the door handle and open this door here, you look across what appears to be some sort of lounge. There's many different sort of chairs and couches lying around. Some of them covered in those linens that you saw in the entrance hall to keep the dust off. In the center, as you sort of glance towards the middle of the room, you notice that a chandelier has sort of fallen off the ceiling and is collapsed in the center of the room and sort of shattered and broken. You can actually see under it, as you sort of quickly take a glance at it, you can see sort of pools of blood beneath it. But your attention is immediately wrenched away from that as you notice a figure. At first just a silhouette, just an outline, and then it sort of sharpens as you focus on it. And as you look at it, it is staring down at the corpse on the ground, just sort of hovering ever so slightly above the wooden flooring and staring down at this corpse that is sort of crushed under this chandelier. And then as you sort of take a step back to kind of turn to the others, you hear that floorboard creak, and this spirit here just quickly locks gaze with you. Sybil, roll initiative.
Oh, no.
All right. So the others, you see Sybil kind of open this door and sort of freeze. But as she freezes, the ghost, after locking eyes with you, Sybil, just drifts towards you, beating you on that initiative roll. And then it just drifts straight through you. Make an intelligence save.
Oh, good roll.
Indeed. Good roll. All right. So, as this ghost drifts through you, Sybil, you take 6 necrotic damage. as you feel this sense of cold spread through you. And it just passes straight through you as if it doesn't even care that you were there, but you still feel this intense coldness kind of start at your chest and spread all the way out through your limbs, which causes this necrotic damage, but you don't suffer any other ill effects of it. And so the rest of you, as you swivel back to see what Sybil has reacted to, you see this spirit sort of drift through her, and you all get a very good look at it. It is the figure of a man, semi-human though twisted, and he wears sort of a very long coat, and he sort of hovers about a couple inches off the ground, not even walking as he floats. And so, as you take a look at the sort of the boots that he's wearing, they appear to be riding boots. And he wears this long leather trench coat that is sort of illuminated by this spectral glow. And so as he appears and stares out, you see his head kind of drift to look at the rest of you in this study. The rest of you can roll initiative now.
Where should I lock the grid? Here?
Yeah, you're good. That's good.
Okay.
In which you can go.
Oh, well, shit.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Man, this is a really good book, guys.
All right, Lola, as this ghost drifts into the study and stares at you, what do you do?
Friendly wave. Hi, friend. I like your boot.
It stares at you, and it has this sort of strange grin. Its eyes look sad, but its mouth looks happy.
Yeah, I'm not into that mouth. The mouth freaking me out. But we could be calm and collective. Keep friendly waving. I think your horse is outside. I didn't get to see it personally, but I heard it's beautiful.
It doesn't react to anything you say. It just stares at you.
Anyone else want to introduce themselves?
No.
Do you want to do anything, Lola?
Nope, I'll just keep friendly waving. I mean no harm. I don't mess with ghosts.
Very well. Then next in the turn order is Sequili.
Friendly wave.
Oh
Be friendly.
boy. Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So divine sense, it's like detecting evil or whatever or good, but is that just specifically like types like celestial, fiend, undead, etc., or would I like be able to detect if the creature itself is like evil or good?
The general intention is the celestial fiend undead. But I think because it's detect good and evil, I would give you maybe a hint. I wouldn't outright say it, but I would hint at something if you wanted to do it. Since it is a resource that you're burning to do it, I think it's fine for me to give you that extra little bit.
Alright, so Queely's gonna clutch his amulet and it'll glow slightly green and I'll cast Divine Sense.
Very well. Then I don't think I have to tell you that the creature in front of you is undead.
Yeah.
But furthermore, you get the sense that it is simultaneously incredibly angry, though not evil. It is incredibly angry and incredibly sad.
The spirit seems saddened and angry, though I do not believe it wishes us harm, intentionally at least.
Maybe he's just working through some things.
Anything else you wish to do, Sequili?
No. That's
Alright.
my turn.
Then Wits, it's your turn. Is there anything you would like to do?
Witch is gonna cast message to the guy.
Oh my god.
Okay. What do you say?
Oh, what's got you down?
Therapy session.
All right. You sort of telepathically message this ghost, and the answer you get back is not the usual sort of echo in your head that you get. Instead, it sort of feels like it's permeating your entire mind, and you just get sort of these garbled snippets of "took her from me." And that's about it.
Oh. Well, judging... Which is like reminiscing of what he just read. About it. What's will cast message? Can he cast message again? Or is it because it's the turn?
Yeah, since we're in the turn order, message is what, action?
Yeah. So,
Then,
no.
then nah. Is there anything else you wish to do?
Smart P, I guess. Oh, it appears this guy is good friends with the queen that used to live here.
What?
Good for him.
Well, the queen's dead, so, and he's not happy about it.
Oh,
Not
that's
so
sad. Better for him if he didn't walk through me.
Yeah, well, I don't think he really meant to harm you, but, I'm willing to bet he's not dangerous to us as long as you don't get in his way.
Alright, keep that in mind.
That's gonna be it for Witt's turn.
Alright. Then rolling back around to the ghost. It takes sort of another glance at the three of you, turns back sort of to face you, Sybil, and then just turns and drifts its way straight through the bookshelf and disappears.
I was about to feel so bad because I thought I was about to just tell them, hey, he's not here to hurt us, and then whenever he said he looks back at Sybil, I thought he was about to attack her.
Just fucking whack her ass. Well,
That was unsettling.
That was an experience. I think I got white hairs.
you may
Well,
have.
Isn't your hair
I
already
wouldn't be able
white?
to tell, though.
Oh, wrong thing. Alrighty then. Well, Bera definitely is here, as I've read in his book.
You can summarize what you found in the book for them if you want.
I was like, what book
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Yeah. So this book is the history of this building. I forgot what you said it was called. What the place is called.
The Briar Keep.
All
Talking to God.
right. God, please help me remember what I read 5 seconds ago.
I can do the summary
No
for you
way.
if you want.
I was just gonna do like a brief thing about Bera and stuff.
Gotcha.
So, Pia, this is Briar's Keep. The queen used to be here. Yeah, the Briar Queen. But she died from what appears to be an illness, and the servants just went to a complete uproar. But before then, it says someone named Beatrice, an elven woman named Beatrice, came here, which we all are, well, at least Sybil and I know it's Bera, but for you two, that's Bera, so.
Yep, that's a good summary. Thank you, Sequelian. It's perfect.
No problem.
So this door is still open as Sybil left it after the ghost drifted through her.
Squiggly's gonna peek inside and just kind of step in just to make sure everything's Gucci in here.
All right, so you make your way into the lounge. And again, the furniture here is sort of draped in linen and overgrown with vegetation. And as I said before, there's a chandelier that sort of detached itself from the roof here and smashed down into the center of the tiles here, sort of splintering some of the wood and obviously crushing somebody beneath it. As you can see, a corpse on the other side with this pool of kind of caked blood.
Does the corpse look like it's wearing what the ghostly figure was wearing?
It is not, no.
Alright, I'm gonna take my pike and just poke it.
Alright, you poke at it. You can also make a medicine check for him if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, come on, it was sitting on 16.
Well, it is a corpse and probably was killed by the thing that hit it. That's about it.
I poked it. It's dead.
But yes, it
Wait,
is
what?
definitely not wearing the same thing that you saw that ghost wearing.
And Sybil make a medicine check, or is that too many?
You can go ahead. I'll do 2. No more than 2. It's usually how I do it.
Alright.
To represent
Great.
sort of advantage, but you're not really able to.
He's dead.
You're not really able to gain much more. The sort of sharpened metal fixtures of the bottom of the chandelier are stabbed into part of its head, but that's about it that you gain from it.
Shh. How old is the corpse, by the way? Can I
It
tell
does.
that?
It does look quite old. It's very rotten.
Can I determine what type of clothes it is wearing?
Yeah, that doesn't really take much of a check.
I'm
It's
gonna look at
wearing.
this.
It's not wearing armor, not metal knight's armor or kind of a leather, more hunter's armor. It's wearing sort of nobleman's clothing, very fine vestments.
Okay. And obviously a male corpse, right?
Yes, it does appear to be
Okay.
male.
That is a male.
I just got back. Did anyone search him?
No, we did not search. We poked it and we looked at him. Are you gonna steal from this dead body? Oh my god, I can't watch this.
Absolutely. Remember, you know what they say: if he's dead, his loot's up for grabs. It's anyone's. It's
Yeah.
free.
You bend down to sort of examine the corpse, and you kind of have to turn it slightly to access some of its pockets. And as you sort of roll it a little bit over one of its shoulders, you notice that sort of under its body, one of its hands was kind of pinned under the body, and you notice that it's clenched tight in its hand. It's holding a dagger.
Oh, free dagger.
Oh my god.
So if you want that
I don't
dagger,
like.
you
Sorry. I don't like how the music changed right as I said, "Look, free dagger."
you sort of have to pry the fingers off, and they kind of crack and break as you do so. But it is just a dagger that you pry from the corpse. It had
All right.
clenched
What's he
tight
gonna wait on
inside.
that? He's gonna look at the other stuff first. If there's anything else in his pockets.
No, you don't find much else.
Oh, well, free dagger. Woods will pull out his dagger and start trying to like pry the fingers off that dagger.
Oh my god.
Alright, yeah, so you pry the fingers off the dagger and eventually hold it. It's sort of a finely crafted and thin sort of blade. Definitely different than your bog standard dagger. And clearly sort of the dagger that someone wearing finer clothing like him might have had made.
What's to do an Arcana check on it, just in case?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, well, that's a cool dagger.
It's a dagger. And again, on the far side of the lounge is another door.
Is there
Gonna
a
wash your
like
hands.
chest here? Or
Uh,
a desk?
It's sort
like
of
a piano.
it's not a piano, it's a cabinet. Sort of with one of those kind of half shutters that are at sort of an angle that you could open.
Going to open it then.
Inside is a very dusty and slightly moldy set of teacups, a tea kettle, some small little dishes and plates, as well as these little finely woven doilies that have been sort of eaten away by moths.
Okay.
In fact, a moth flutters out when you open the shutter.
Oh, look, Sequilla, you can drink tea from that.
No.
Oh, it looks quite lavish.
You better
Might
wash your
not
hands.
survive long with our lifestyle.
Well, that man was nice.
This door now. Squilla's going to attempt to open the door.
The door is unlocked. It's got a doorknob on the inside and outside, so you can swing it open.
Okay.
And you find yourself back in the hallway, which stretches further to the south, but also, of course, the path from which you came to the north. You glance out these windows, you can see the courtyard that you made your way into from the outside.
Okay.
I'm just gonna quickly pull all these books off the bookshelf real fast.
All of them? Alright, you throw all of them. You just start pulling at books and just start yanking them right off the shelves. There's just sort of all sorts of topics, very old looking, moldy, dusty tomes. And you just throw them all off and you leave just empty bookshelves. Some of it is a little overgrown, so overgrown with thorny vines, so I don't know if you want to start yanking at that part of it, but...
No, it was just this one. I was
Just
just
this
making
one?
sure the ghost was just doing ghost things, you know? I just want to make sure he was just doing
Yeah,
little
you
ghost
yank it
things,
off,
you
it
know,
looks like
across
an
the walls.
ordinary... Looks like an ordinary bookshelf.
It's a castle. You gotta check every nook and cranny.
Barrel?
You gotta be prepared.
Makes sense to me. Alright, you walk back through the study door and now you stand in the hallway and you can see the others further off to the south.
Hi, Lola, where were you?
Bookshelf is bookshelf.
That is a true statement.
Yes, it is.
Can this
Yes.
window open, or is it just a window?
What's that?
Yeah, he said it looked out on the courtyard.
They are sort of these fine glass windows that have sort of these kind of metal bars on parts of them. But there is sort of a mechanism to open it if you wanted to.
He's gonna open the window.
Alright, it's a little bit rusted and kind of hasn't been used in a long time, so it kind of just partially kind of opens. You could probably force it the rest of the way, but as for the hinge, it gets you about halfway.
Alright. I guess Witch will try to push it open as much as it can.
Alright, you put some weight into it and kind of force it, and with a loud sort of creaking metallic screech, it just sort of wrenches the rest of the way, and now the window's open.
Alright.
Now you have a nice breeze.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on.
There's some of the must out.
Well, that's an escape route.
Ah, fresh air. Okay, let's go.
Hmm.
Alright. Sorry, this place is massive, so I have to make sure that I'm doing the right maps. So, as you make your way south, the hallway quickly turns off towards the west. So facing your direction, that'd be sort of a right turn. And then continues further along for a short distance. Presuming that you don't turn back at the sight of something like that. And continue now sort of heading westward. Then you arrive here. As you progress along the hall, now running sort of from the east towards the west, it widens a little bit into sort of a more open area. a small room, not large enough to be called a hall necessarily, but sort of a half hall that has these potted plants growing quite healthily within them, as well as these 2 suits of armor that hold lit candles in their hands. A door sits along this wall, surrounded by these very ornate statues of just faces. And a little rug sits out front of it.
Are these windows right here?
Yep.
Oh my god.
As you gaze through these windows, you still get some light through them, but through the window you just see this massive tangle of vines and thorns.
Oh, not going that way.
This door now? Secretly asked questioningly.
Perhaps so, why not?
Yes, but I have no good feelings about this. These plants look very nice compared to all the other ones we've been to.
I want to be a bit careful opening it. The last experience with opening doors was not a good one.
Oh man, look how lavish this entrance is. This looks like it has some good loot in here.
Oh my god.
This is gonna go for it and go for opening it.
Oh my god.
Alright, you turn at the doorknob and the door opens.
Which is gonna walk right in as if he owned the place.
Very well.
Yeah, so clearly following.
Then you make your way into a massive theater hall. You can see a stage off to your left, Wits, as you enter, raised up from the rest of the floor that you stand on. As well as off to your right sit a bunch of very ornate, very comfortable looking chairs. Off to the very far end of the hall, you can see yet another door that leads out of it. But also, as you kind of take a look at the stage with these large curtains that block part of it, you can actually see part of another door up on the stage as well.
Why does this room disturb me more than the other spooky rooms we've been in?
I think it's the empty chairs that has thrown me off.
I think so too. Just the stage in general.
Yeah, I don't
Did
like the ominous blue glow, but I'm gonna just say it lights up above.
Man,
Indeed.
these are some nice looking chairs.
Lola, as you look at that, you notice that there is indeed this sort of column of blue light at the center of the stage that seemingly just comes down from nowhere, as if there was a spotlight at the center of the stage.
I should not have pointed it out, I know.
Well, now that you point it out, now you have to go stand in it.
I mean, I won't, but I do want to go check it out. Let me just... Ugh! Okay, I'm up.
So you climb your way up onto this stage. It is a bit up. It's sort of at head height for maybe Wits. So you have to climb a little bit to get up on it.
Yeah,
I'm a very good jumper.
Sequoia, do you need help? Oh, I see him charging up.
He's charging up, yeah.
What do I need to make here?
I'm gonna get out of his way.
Maybe like an athletics or something?
Yeah, sure. Given enough time, I'd say you could eventually get up there, so it's not impossible.
Oh, wait. I was going to say secretly.
That's not terrible.
All right, you kind of take a running leap at it and sort of catch part of your hoof on the stage and kind of fall forward and tumble a little bit, but you do make it up there.
You know, you could have just pulled one of those chairs right here and walked up it.
No, we don't disturb the room. The room looks nice and pretty.
So now you guys stand raised up from the rest of the theater hall, and kind of looking down, you can see the spread of chairs out throughout the hall, as well as behind these massive curtains. you can see sort of sandbags and a rope and pulley system to try to close the curtains if you wanted to. As well as on the far side, you can see just a stool for someone waiting backstage.
Nice stool.
Is it just a blue light? Just a blue glow?
It is just
ball
a
light?
column of blue light as if a spotlight was shining down on it, but you can't see any source.
We're just gonna stick his hand in it.
Do not stick your head. Oh my god.
You stick your hand in it and no harm comes to you. It just appears to be light.
Huh.
Aha!
Oh my god. I can't look at this.
You stand bathed in this blue light, and at first you're just sort of like, nothing happened. And then the rest of you look back out into the theater hall, and you notice silhouettes.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
I'm glad I didn't sit down. I was going to sit down.
As
But I'm glad I didn't now.
as a ghostly audience now sits spread throughout the theater hall, waiting.
Hey, Lola, can you toss me a flute?
You are not touching my flute. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
Okay, well, you all have flutes. Can I borrow one of them?
You don't look at me.
Fine.
You better know how to play.
Sakrilli pulls out his pan flute and joins wits.
I believe in y'all.
Well, it's either this or I tell him a joke. What would you rather?
Oh lordy! All right, it's flute time. Let's go.
All
All
right.
right. Then
Performance.
the two of you sort of share the spotlight. And as you guys kind of stand there and stare off at this crowd, you actually sort of feel down in the pit of your stomach this sense of stage fright sort of fill you as all of these spectral elven ghosts just stare deeply into your soul from the audience. So you guys, whoever's making the performance check is making it with disadvantage.
Oh dear
Well-
God, what's your charisma?
+2.
I got +1.
All right. Well, fuck. All right. I guess I'll.
Lola, you want to play too?
Guys, let me do a little encore. Let me walk out with my flute. Do a little bow.
I'll do it. I might as well join in too.
All right.
God.
Well, then here, have your flute back.
Group effort.
Oops.
You know what?
All right.
What's is gonna
What's
gonna sing?
Oh God. Y'all
Everyone
lined
ready?
up nice? Okay. And,
Yep.
I don't even know.
A 1.
Wait. Oh, fuck. Play. Someone start this. Oh,
All right.
wait.
So,
Disadvantage.
no, Lola, you do not have disadvantage. As you step into the blue light, you do not feel that same sense of stage fright. Lola, you are a bard. This is where you were meant to be.
I'm made to be here. I'm enjoying all of this.
And so, the others sort of act as your accompaniment as you take the center stage and play a performance for this audience. Which instrument are you playing? You're playing
Playing my little
the-
flute.
your flute? All right. Then you play out a song on your flute, and the others join for the accompaniment with your singing.
Yeah.
All right. Witz does his best to sing along with the tune that you play. But Lola, you manage to sort of hold the performance down, keeping the others in time. And so as you finish your little song, the audience just sort of stares at you in silence for a couple seconds, and then just a roar of applause as they all begin to cheer.
Thank you. Arms up. Do my little bows. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
you step forward and you do a bow, and the audience kind of continues to cheer for another minute or so. And then they all just slowly fade away and disappear. And as they disappear, you hear a loud click from the door.
Well done.
I got a thing for people looking at me. That was amazing. I gotta do this again someday.
That was fun. And it appears this solved the problem before we even realized we had a problem.
Indeed. And so now, as you try the door at the back of the stage, it is unlocked. And you can proceed through it if you wish.
Proceeding.
Alrighty.
Proceeding with aggressive intent.
Then the four of you make your way through the
Hold
door
up.
backstage.
One last bow.
One last
And then
one.
I run.
Very well. You make your way through the door backstage and arrive at a rather comfortable looking green room of sorts. A lounge backstage for performers. And spread throughout this cozy little chamber, and illuminated by the orange glow of a hearth, you can see warm looking fur rugs, vanities set up for performers to check their appearance with large mirrors, surrounded by elegantly carved wood, as well as some couches and a table set up to your north. There is also another door that leads off here to the south.
See, now this is homey. This is very nice.
Why isn't it overcome by the brambles like all the other rooms in the castle?
Went to sit, then quickly remembered ghost sitting, and now I don't want to sit.
Wits, you take a peek at some of these dressers here, and if you want to search the other one as well, I can summarize them both. They contain all manner of costumes, not your typical clothing, not tunics and leathers, and not even the fine vestments of a noble. These are sort of garish, very loud costumes, performers' costumes. They're extravagant, sort of almost like what a jester would wear, just dyed with all manner of colors.
Is there a Jester Hat?
There is.
Wits is going to take it and put it on.
Yeah.
Very well.
Nice.
Lola, as you sort of head over to this nice warm fur rug next to the hearth, you notice a very finely, ornately drawn, engraved chest sitting next to you. And as you make your way over towards it, you can kind of read in this very ornate script across the top of it. It reads, "For tonight's star performer."
Oh. Anyone notice what's this happening? Hey guys!
Hmm?
I'm gonna try to open this, but I have bad juju feeling. And then I'm just gonna open it. Just gonna attempt to open it.
Wits
If it's locked, I'll
actually,
be like,
while she's doing that, Wits is like looking himself for the Jester Hat, like, yeah, no, if you have bad juju, do it. Yeah. Like he's not paying attention. He's just like
fixing his hat up, making sure he look nice.
So Lola, you sit in front of this chest, and do you open it?
I'm gonna open it.
That was good music timing.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
You pry the chest open, and sitting alone, sort of nestled in this bed of velvet, is a very, very expertly crafted and elegantly carved lyre, strung very finely. And as you take a look at it, the pattern that's been sort of engraved into it is this sort of pattern of roses and these thorny little vines.
Okay. Frick it, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna try to play. I'm gonna give it a little note.
All right. You pick it up and you kind of strum at it slightly. And you just sort of feel almost, as you strum it, you get a slight headache as you play a note.
Oh, they didn't tune. I'm still very appreciative looking around the room. They did not tune this right. This hurts. I didn't cuss there. This hurt. Only a little bit though. But I'm gonna keep this with me. I don't
Hey,
recommend.
Wits.
Oh,
Lola found a weird
Hold up. Weird thing.
liar.
Wits is still looking at someone in the mirror. Oh yeah, that's great.
Hold on. We'll get you the mirror. Wit, can you check this out real fast? Wit's
Oh,
dancing in the
That's
background.
a wizard identifier.
Was it an identifier? Please help.
can you turn me around?
I am not doing that for you.
No, I'm talking to Jay. There you go.
Oh. I was like, I'm not turning that chair for you, man.
Oh, all right. Wits takes off the Jester Hat and just yeets it onto the chair over here.
All right.
I thought you looked good with it.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I love some art.
All right.
I don't recommend playing it. You get a little bit of a headache.
He
Just a little
immediately strums it.
stab.
You
Oh,
also
God.
you also get a headache. You pluck a couple more notes than Lola did, so your headache actually just sort of intensifies. And you feel as you strummed it, it felt as though you had just plunged your hand into a bed of rose thorns, and you feel these like sharp pricks across your hand, and you actually take 2 piercing damage.
Oh my God.
Wits immediately drops it.
Catch! Don't break this.
And then he yells an obscenity.
Excuse you, sir.
But you can ritually cast Identify on it if you wish.
Wits is gonna rub his hand for a second and then be like, oh, all right, I guess I'll identify it now.
Very well. So while he's ritual casting Identify, the other 2, do you guys want to take a look at anything or just wait?
Squealy's just chilling, kind of eyeing this door just to make sure nothing creepy comes through it.
Very well. All right. Then you take a small little pause to allow Wits to ritually cast Identify on this lyre. And so, Wits, from your efforts, you learn that this is a rather finely crafted and enchanted instrument known as the Rosebriar Lyre. And so, the effect that both you and Lola experienced when you attempted to play it, as you study it, you quickly realize that it was because neither of you were attuned to it. Anyone not attuned to anyone not attuned to the lyre who attempts to play it will receive 2d4 piercing damage as if the thorns stabbed into their hands. But as you notice, this is a enchanted instrument, and so one who is attuned to it can actually use this special lyre to channel magical energies that they did not previously have. So one tuned to this is able to cast Animal Friendship, Cure Wounds, and Protection from Poison. Once one of those spells is cast, that uses the charge until a long rest is taken.
All right, so once Wits finishes this, he doesn't feel like explaining it, so he's actually going to write it in fine print using presentation on the actual thing for Lola to read.
Tossing around reading it.
And then hands her. There you go.
Okay, alright, let me see. Oh! Oh, that's pretty. That explains the stabbing of the brain. Ah, that's pretty neat.
Like she's reading a novel.
Very nice. It's a good thing. I would offer it to somebody else, but none of you guys are barred, so this is mine now. This is my lyre.
Lola, I added the item to your inventory, though you're technically not attuned to it yet.
Okay.
You need to take a short rest to attune to it, but it is in your inventory. So if you want to reread what I told Wits, you can do so there. It also has a way of checking off the charge so that you can keep track of that.
Nice. Okay, cool.
I'd also list those spells and what they do if you want to know. So there you go. You might need to refresh your D&D Beyond if it doesn't appear.
Just did it, and I got it. I'm reading.
Alrighty. So you now have a shiny new instrument, a delicately crafted lyre. But the two of you rejoin the rest of the party, who are sort of keeping watch and secretly making sure that nobody opens this door to the south here. The vanities themselves, as you were kind of looking at them, Wits, they have like kind of hairbrushes and pins and things to keep your hair back, as well as small little pots of all sorts of cosmetics and makeup, just kind of strewn across them.
You said there were hairpins?
Yeah, like to keep your hair back.
What's going to take a few of those?
Very well.
And he'll put like 2 in his hair to like kind of hold it up to the side.
All right.
I like the hat better.
Hey, you don't know how hard it is to keep this hair perfect, all right?
Have you seen my luscious curls? Your hair is nothing.
All
Try
right, then go
coloring
get.
this. You try
Okay.
living on the forest floor. You got twigs in this.
All right, then yeah. What's so like, almost like in
Oh, no.
a force grab motion, he'll like use mage hand to, like pick up a brush and then bring it to
No.
her.
No, you can't brush curls. This is not a thing. You can't do that.
I was just gonna offer it to you.
don't want it.
At this point, Wish is chasing her with the mage
I
hand
don't
brush.
want it. Sybil, make him stop.
Let's stop.
All right. And then Witzel go place it back there with mage hand.
Adding that to the bucket as well. You have a very full bucket.
Bucket.
You don't want that bucket to tip over.
You just see Witz's hand like slowly moving, and you see
Oh.
the mage hand slowly appear over the comb. All right, so next room.
Yeah.
Then you open the door here. This door very closely resembles this door. They look almost identical. You can imagine that this one may have also been locked until Lola unlocked them. I just need to double check something, so just give me 1 minute. This place is fucking massive.
Man.
So I need
How
to.
many
we got
maps
the
did you
explorer.
make for this castle?
This castle is the same size as a typical city, then I think.
I was about to say,
Ooh.
like, I know we haven't been in that many rooms yet, but from what you were saying, it sounds like it is.
I went crazy overboard on this one.
Here, is there gonna be a bowling alley in the back?
I'm just trying to make sure that I didn't. I think I might have not made enough doors. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So
Alright, we can make our own doors.
we will theater of the mind another door because I don't think there's quite enough here.
Remember, walls are just fixed doors.
Actually, we're gonna theater of the mind out a door.
What is really rotten?
You don't exist anymore, door. Okay, so if you come across a door that has a large X on it, that is just wall. Got it? We're using our imagination. That solves the problem rather easily. All right. So
You'd say that vines succumb and it's just closed forever.
using our amazing imaginations, we make our way back out of this door and into the same hole that you were once in before you entered the theater. And so you return to this long hallway that stretches both east and west. So you estimate that heading back east, sort of in this direction, would bring you back towards that sort of half hall, but heading west would bring you to new things.
Onward to new things.
Very well. And then you continue your way down along the hallway. And I will bring you there.
I'm just gonna take a quick lap of the castle before we go any further.
Very well.
At one point, I think it's safe to rest in this giant castle.
I mean, we've rested in like a deep cave one time that had a giant death centipede.
God, we did it right in front of the death centipede.
Y'all have
So, I
a wild
mean-
life. That sounds crazy.
So you make your way further down along the hallway, finding two more doors that enter the walls to your north. One a little bit further down the hallway. And one right out in front of you.
I think that's interesting. Which is gonna go open this door?
We're gonna trick the DM by being very well. You open this door, and sort of gaze into it. It is not locked, and this is what you see. You can see sort of another smaller room lined with furniture. This one perhaps maybe a bedroom. As you can see, a large bed on the far wall. Another set of bookshelves, another hearth, and a bunch of closed cabinets.
Wits figures that this is like a very much more lavish looking bedroom, and he just rubs his hands together and says jackpot to himself.
Very well. So the rest of you see Wits do that down the hall. What do you do?
Open. Haha.
All right.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
So Kulu's gonna go check on Wits to make sure he's okay and not dead while they go in that one.
Very well. One moment, please. All right. So Lola and Sybil make your way through the door and find yourselves in a rather narrow
Oh, big
kitchen.
Lola.
Wooden walls, but stone tiles along the floor. And several tables set up with all manner of food lining them. On the very far end, you can see a roaring fireplace with a bunch of pots and pans set up in front of it, as well as on the left wall, another wooden door. And as you guys enter this room, you are just hit with this smell of fresh, warm, recently cooked food.
We probably shouldn't eat this, right?
Ooh. What?
We probably shouldn't eat this, right?
Maybe
kinda want to
not.
I'm
One
just,
sec.
I'm just gonna look. Let's just look. Let's just do a little look.
Will you take a will you make a perception or like arcana check on this food?
You can make either. It'd be more investigation than perception, I would say.
Oh.
So you take a look at this food, and from what you can tell, it looks as if it was cooked like 5 minutes ago. It is fresh, not a single bit of mold or rot to it. It is still steaming. The hot dishes are still steaming. And the ice on these shrimp here is still not melted, as if it was just scooped seconds ago.
Well, that makes me scared, but also yum. But also,
And similarly, on the other table, the bread is not moldy or stale, and the cheese is also not moldy. The tomatoes and carrots have not rotted. It looks as though this kitchen was used seconds before you entered it.
Half the castle is like a ruin, but the other half is like a spell on the food to keep it fresh.
it's obviously a magical castle. I'm gonna guess magical food, which makes me not want to eat it. But my God, is it
I
enticing.
wouldn't
Look
eat
at
it.
this pie over here. Look at this pie and tell me. Look at this cheese wheel and tell me you don't want to take a bite of that.
That was like really good.
Mm. I'm just gonna take this little wedge. I'm just gonna put it in my pocket. Take the wedge,
Alright.
put it in pocket.
Yeah, you
That's
grab
gonna be
a
order.
loose wedge of the cheese and pocket it.
Now that may come back to bite us in the butt later, but until then, I have cheese if you want some.
I'm gonna grab a piece of bread.
Yeah, the bread is like freshly sliced into these nice little slices, and you just pocket one. It's
If
still
it comes
warm.
back to
It's
bite
still
you, it'll come back to
it's-
bite me too.
it's still warm as you touch it, as if it just came out of the oven seconds ago.
We got cheese and bread. We did good today.
Wait, what else is in... Sorry.
What? What's the chance of someone being in this room over here, behind this door?
I mean, I didn't think there was any chance earlier, and then I had a very
What's the chance of
angry,
someone
sad,
dead?
happy man go through me, so...
Are you okay? I totally forgot that you were touched. How was that? You enjoyed that?
It wasn't enjoyable.
I didn't think it would be. As I'm talking to her, I'm gonna open the door. or
I
attempt
really
to.
hope there aren't more ghosts in here.
The door the door is not locked, and so you open and swing it open into a storage closet. And this.
Oh, there are no more
everybody,
ghosts in here.
This is our non-existent door.
Yeah, I was really.
What door?
I don't see that. That's nothing.
Yeah,
don't see
there's
a
no
door.
door there. There's no door there. It's a wall.
Is there a door there though?
There is a door
Oh, okay.
immediately off to your right. It is another wooden door, like most of the ones you've been seeing, and it actually brings to mind the entrance hall as you look at it, as it similarly has these two stone reliefs. So these ones are not of doves; these are of coiled serpents. This
Yeah,
door
we
has
should
two
probably
statues of
rest.
snakes.
We should probably get our friends before we go through that door, or attempt to go through that door.
Yeah, maybe it goes to a dining room.
A snake dining room? Oh, you know what? You are connected to the kitchen.
Maybe the dining room is snake themed.
I mean, that's a horrible theme, but I'm with it. I just gotta check these real fast. Open.
All right,
And
you
food
open
will
some
probably
of the closets and find all manner of pots and pans. Some of them a little bit older looking, some of them a little dusty and rusted, as well as plates, cutlery, all manner of stuff. It's not the most ornate cutlery you've ever seen.
These
It's
are
rather
not
or-
the noble ones.
It's rather ordinary.
These are not. Yep, these are not for the noble people. They got taste for bling.
What's in this one?
Now that one looks fancy. That might be noble people plates.
That one does indeed have much finer cutlery and dishware.
Well,
Rich people cutlery.
can I am not a thief. I'm not gonna steal a cup. I'm leaving this room. I already stole cheese. You stole bread.
Just for reference, also hanging along the wall are sort of dried meats and other foods sort of strung up along the wall next to pots and barrels of something.
Well, I don't eat meat, but that looks nice.
Guess we should tell the others the doors in here. Hopefully they haven't gotten killed by another ghost yet.
Yeah, I didn't like how Woods did an evil little like grin and like rubbed his little dirty fingers together, so he probably found something. He didn't wash his fingers after taking up that dead hand dagger. So I just know he got dead people hands right now. That's what I'm saying.
That.
Do not give him the bread. He's
I
gonna
will not.
He will stain that bread with his dead little
Don't give him the
fingers.
cheese either.
He cannot touch my cheese. I will not. I'm not gonna tell him about the cheese.
All right. So
Pop out.
as the two were searching that room, the other two, did you make your way into this door here?
Yep.
Very well.
Or at least I don't know if Sequili did.
I was just chilling in the doorway, making sure that you're not getting attacked by anything in there. Just keeping an eye out here.
Well, I'll
As
place
well?
you in I'll place you in the doorway then.
Okay.
All right. So Witz makes his way back in through this door. Sequili, you sort of stand in the doorway so you can see this room as well. And you see a very fine-looking bedroom with a hearth glowing and torches lit along the walls, as well as some fine chairs and tables set up, even a rocking chair next to a set of bookshelves. A bunch of closets in the corner, and another set of bookshelves on the far wall that have a globe in front of them.
Witz walks in with kind of a chuckle and some kind of like pep in his walk, you know, kind of like how Gimbal did, except without the cool double jump. Unfortunately, and then he just goes right to the first thing and says, "Let's see what we got here."
Yeah, you see within these closets here, as you check them, moth-eaten clothing. Again, this is finer clothing. Evidently nobleman's clothing. You can see some old shoes and everything sort of covered in a layer of dust. And you sort of make your way in between each of these closets. Evidently whoever this person was, they had quite a bit of clothing. And then eventually you reach this little bedside cabinet here.
Oh wait, real quick before we get to that, is there a top hat in here?
Yeah, sure.
He pulls it off, gives it a little like shake for a second to get any dust off, and just puts it on smugly.
It's it's very dusty. It leaves an outline of a top hat in the air as you dust it off. But yeah, so you brush some of the dust off this top hat
and also just real quick, is there like a cane in here at all? Like any sort of ornate cane?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Sure, it's actually leaning up against the wall here next to this cabinet.
All right, Witz kind of takes that and then smugly walks over, walking with the cane. And then he's gonna go check in this.
Yeah, all right. Now in your nobleman's vestments, you open the yeah. Do you want a monocle too?
Yep, he does. If he finds one, he's gonna wear it.
You open the bedside table, one of the little drawers on it, and you see two things. You see a monocle with this sort of very fine-looking golden chain attached to it to keep it in place, as well as a small little jeweled brooch, a sort of pendant.
Which will take a second to examine the brooch a little more.
Very well. With any sort of roll?
He wants to do two things, actually.
You can make two rolls. Just make them both.
Okay. All right. He's gonna make a history check to see if he's recognized it at all.
All right. Make the other one too, and I'll just summarize.
And then, okay, then he's gonna make an Arcana check, see if there's anything magical about it.
All right. Well, it's certainly not magical. It appears to be rather ordinary, other than the fact that it was very finely crafted and set with this jewel. With a 10, you don't recognize it or know maybe what period it might be from. Evidently, it's old as everything else in here is, but it does appear to be relatively valuable.
Ah. uh, which is gonna clip the brooch, like, or is it like a clip or is it like a pin or something?
Yeah, it would sort of be pinned to a lapel.
Okay. He's gonna like pin it on his like jacket coat.
All right.
Let's see. God, Wit's having a field day in here. Wit's is gonna check under the bed.
All right, check under the bed. You find some dust bunnies and an old spider web. That's about it. There's a cushion that's been kind of tossed under it and forgotten.
Is there a spider at the spider web?
Not that you can see. It's rather deep under there and kind of dark.
Okay. If I do fireball, I would cast it right there.
Wit sets the whole castle on fire to get one.
You know what? He would have accomplished that goal.
So you make your way over to the corner of the room here with these bookshelves towering up to the ceiling, as well as this ornately designed globe that kind of can spin in on itself with a wooden sort of prop that keeps it up.
Let's actually going to examine the globe more because he knows we're in like a different plane and he wants to see what this globe is entailing.
It does not appear to describe the Feywild to you. As you kind of spin it, there's some stuff you don't really recognize, and it's written in some rather old script. Let me see. You are not able to read the script. Your languages don't meet that, but you do recognize the shape of one of the general continents. You've seen a map before. You do recognize the sort of telltale northern coastline of the Barrow Downs.
Witz is going to pull a page from Lola's book. That's a pun because he's going to start pulling all these books off the wall. Off the bookshelves.
Yeah, you begin to kind of pull these old dusty books off, and then actually, as you reach like the second one that you grab, you sort of notice that this one looks quite new. The other ones are old and dusty, but this one has no dust on it. It has this sort of very delicate golden lining down along the spine, and you kind of tilt your head to read it, and it just reads important.
He just kind of whispers to himself, "Stupid nobles, they always make it too easy." And then he's gonna open it and read it.
All right. You crack sort of the spine of the book and open it to a page, and as you sort of look at this, you're slightly confused for a moment, as the page that you opened it to is just the same phrase repeated over and over and over again on every line. You flip a page, and it's the exact same phrase, just repeated ad nauseum across the entire book. And that phrase is, "You have just been poisoned." And as you read that, you feel this sort of cold spread from your fingertips all the way up your arms, and you start to feel a little bit sick. And you are now poisoned, Wits.
Is there anything other of importance in this other than it just says that?
The entire book just reads that. Every single page is just that phrase repeated hundreds of times across both pages.
Nothing else on like the actual cover on it? Nothing?
The cover just reads the same important as does the spine, but every single ounce of text in that book just reads, "You have just been poisoned."
All right. What's he gonna walk over here and just yeet it into the fire?
All right. It crackles and hisses and kind of almost bubbles as you throw it into the fire, and then eventually just turns to ash.
All right. Okay, onto this bookshelf.
You make your way down to the bookshelf along the southern wall, and examine some of those books. They also look kind of dusty and old as well. And then you spot another book that says, "Also important," on the spine.
We're just gonna open. No, not really. This time, Wits is gonna walk like all the way over here, and then he's gonna open it with Mage Hand.
All right. You open it with Mage Hand, and it kind of cracks open, but it's a little far away.
You know what? No. Wits is gonna learn from his mistakes. He's gonna close the book with Mage Hand, and then he's. You know what? He's gonna actually pocket it.
Farewell.
He's gonna pocket that book. Any other books? Look like they're nifty.
Not particularly, no. They all look rather old and dusty and rather boring.
All right. Anything cool about this table?
It's rather ornately carved, but other than that, it's just a standard little table for a lounge.
All right. So Wits is gonna walk there, trying to make himself not look like he's poisoned as much as possible.
So really, I guess you can either medicine check or perception if you want to try to determine if there's something going on with him.
Sure. I'll medicine.
He's looking a little bit pale, but other than that, it's hard to tell. Yeah, okay. With a 17, he looks paler than he was when he walked in. You see sort of a very slight little sweat on his forehead, but that's about it.
Wits, you feel ill?
Well, of course not. I don't feel ill. I feel wonderful.
He chippers right up, and
Okay.
he does look in good spirits, but the paleness and the sweat does not go away.
So Queely can help if you feel ill, but you say not feeling ill. So, okay.
All right. Thank you, friend.
Alright, so the two of you make your way back out into the hall, where you run into Lola and Sybil, who have just exited their respective door.
Anything?
We found food. Oh, and a door with snakes. We did not attempt to touch it though. How are y'all doing?
I feel wonderful.
Wits is sweaty.
He looks very
he is.
sweaty. Are you okay?
It's just hot in here.
Huh.
But look at all this nice stuff I got, though.
I like your top
Is
hat.
he still wearing the top hat and monocle?
Yeah, he's wearing top hat, monocle, and he has a cane, and he has the brooch clipped on his or pin on the shirt.
Yeah, he looks sick in both meanings of the word.
Got the drip on the clothes and running from the nose.
Alright, so the four of you reconvene in the hallway. And if you wish, you can tell each other what you found in the rooms, just so that the others can work with that information.
Alright.
So the four of you summarize what each of the two groups found in your rooms. You tell them about the kitchen and storage, as well as that snake statue door in the old storage. And then, Wits, you summarize some of what you saw in the old bedroom. But you don't tell them about the food that you grabbed?
He will not know about my cheese.
Farewell.
With those sweaty dead hands now, I'm good.
Okay, well, he's
Touch
gonna
my
know about the
cheese.
cheese as soon as we go in that room, but...
Well, no, I haven't. Now you can touch that cheese all you want. You're just not touching my cheese, and I don't know what you're
Alright.
talking
Yeah,
about.
we now
Jay,
have
get
a
re-
store
get ready
of
for an
totally
investigation check.
untainted Food.
Get ready, my charisma is so hard.
So you guys making your way back into the kitchens?
You look very sweet.
Suppose so.
Farewell.
There's a door. We didn't touch the door, so I don't know if it's probably is locked like the other one. But just in case, we should go check it.
Let me copy you guys
But
in
It
this
should
state
be a
now
group
that we've got-
activity.
now that we got Wit's poisoned. Copy you with that.
What do you mean? I'm not poisoned.
I just need the marker. You can keep pretending, but I need the marker.
Look
Alright.
very sweaty though.
Didn't copy everybody? What the hell?
If it didn't copy me, I may have been moving.
Nah, I got it. I don't know why it didn't copy everybody, but it just didn't. There we go. So the four of you make your way back into the kitchen that Sybil and Lola described for you, and you see that same rather nice spread of food set out across the tables to your left and right. The hearth still crackling on the far wall, though this piece of cheese is gone and that slice of bread is not there. But you guys have no idea that they existed at all.
Hmm.
So, there's a little
Mm.
storage over here.
This cheese looked like someone took a slice out of it.
Yeah, it was really strange when we got here. It was missing.
Castle must have nice.
I'm
It
just
was
saying,
very
like, maybe somebody
strange
ate them.
when you got here. Ah, damn it.
What are you
Hmm.
talking about? With?
Alrighty then.
You're crazy.
Yeah,
Let's
I
go
would
grab
say,
this knife and cut another piece of cheese.
yeah, I would say it's a bit of a leap in logic to guess that the empty thing would be taken by your party member, but because anyone could have. But
Oh no,
slice it-
I just wanted to. I was doing that to see if you would really like actually pay attention and realize that there's like a piece of it missing.
That's
And
normal.
then the inside check was because she's like, yeah, it was like that when we got here.
you slice
Cheese
another
is
piece of
cheese.
cheese, huh?
Yeah, he's gonna
What do you do with it?
just walk along, maybe take a bite.
Ooh, yummy cheese. I'm gonna watch him intensely. Because he's a
Double
reality.
poison.
Alright, which you take 11 poison damage. As you take a bite of this cheese, and it goes down your throat, you feel it bubble and churn in your stomach, and the sick feeling you already had intensifies. Though I can't poison you twice, you take 11 points of poison damage.
All right, hang on. Cheese is great, guys.
With a 10, you're sort of like coughing through it, and like you're sort of kind of bent double holding your stomach.
Not hungry.
Sybil, you toss
It's a
the bread into the fire, and at first just toasty, but then it starts to bubble and hiss, and then it sort of almost evaporates.
Oh my god.
I do not like this place.
They enticed us with the cheese and the bread and all the other nice smelling food.
I think that's the worst thing anyone has done to us so far.
Let's contemplate taking another bite because that cheese did. Okay, question. I know it poisoned him, but did it at least taste good?
We need to know.
It tasted like normal cheese until you swallowed it and it hit your stomach, and at that point it just started to make you feel sick. But it did taste like normal cheese.
Maybe just like chew it and then spit it out, you
And
know?
with-
Gum.
Like gum.
Gum cheese.
You should have only really noticed anything was wrong with it after you swallowed the cheese.
Woods contemplates taking another bite, but he's just gonna place it down here.
Which
And then-
I'm sure your stomach is not going to like you tonight. Like, if you're not already hurting, you are going to be hurting later.
What do you mean? I feel great.
I know you do not, but I'm just going to let you keep going and see how long you last.
So Lola and Sybil lead you two into the storage room that they visited before, and they show you this doorway on the far wall
Behold.
that has these two stone statues of snakes next to it.
I want to see if Wits actually notices these strung up stuff, like, or this one, I mean. Or would he just notice them?
Yeah, they're just on the wall. There's just sort of all sorts of food strung up to keep it drying. Old dried meats and stuff like that.
Every time I look in the chat, I feel like Sybil's like a mom trying to tell a toddler not to go touch something.
Yeah, so you find some like kind of cured meats hanging along the wall here. They don't look like old or rotten.
Wits is gonna take down the string and then like
Oh my
wrap it
God.
around like a sash, like across his
Oh.
chest.
like a
My God.
like a belt of bullets across your chest.
Yeah, like that.
All right, it's a little unwieldy because these are big chunks of meat. So they're
Are they big?
yeah, they're sort of drumsticks and other sort of larger slabs of meat. So they're not exactly small.
Are these smaller over here? Or are they like the same thing?
Over in this corner,
Yeah.
those are sort of like dried herbs. So they are a bit smaller, but probably not the most comfortable thing to just wear around.
Okay, well then he'll take the meat
Very well.
and sash it across it like it's like a belt of grenades or something.
Yeah, very well. Lady Gaga meat traps. Yeah, so you're right. Man, Wit's got the drip this session.
He's got the drip.
All right, so the rest of you take a look at this door. It does bring to mind the one back in the entrance hall, with the only difference being no doves, instead snakes.
Door now.
Door now.
So clearly tries the door.
The doorknob turns, but as you pull at it or push at it, it does not budge. It is firm as if you are trying to just push at a wall.
Damn.
No open.
Touch snake.
All right, you touch the snake. It is a cold stone statue.
Alright, there's no secret mechanics here. Well, that's another door we're gonna have to visit again. There has to be keys somewhere. Like maybe there's like a room, like a little like study room, or a dungeon. I feel like dungeons have keys.
Yeah, they probably have keys. But I doubt they'd put a dungeon right next to the storage room of I don't know, was it a kitchen? Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Kind of a weird place for a dungeon.
Ooh. You're extra sweaty now.
Maybe the snakes want cheese.
The snakes do not want cheese, and I don't think.
Well,
It would
think
help.
about it. Think about it.
Come on,
Snakes are venomous, and the cheese is poisonous. So maybe
so
they want
you
the
are
cheese.
poisoned. Are you poisoned right now, Wits?
No, I'm just saying it hurt when I ate it.
Let us know if you start dying, but I'll let you know right now, I have nothing to fix poison.
Lactose intolerance.
Wits is dying.
Yes, I am lactose intolerant.
All right, so the four of you make your way back to the hall from whence you came, and now can double back the way you came or head further to the west.
Going big
I say we keep going west.
I'll say just big circle this. Hopefully circle this.
We haven't even fought anyone yet, and Wits is already at half health.
You just keep going, man. I believe in you. At least you look nice.
Wits is a trooper, alright? He'll do anything to keep the drip going. He will die for this trip.
All right, so the four of you make your way down along this hall, and very soon after passing the second door, you actually find that the hall takes another turn to the right and begins to head north. And after walking for another 5-ish minutes along the empty hallways, you come to another door. that blocks the path directly in front of you. So it would be a northern door. Assuming that you want to head through it, not turn back. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I'll allow you to, I don't want to force you through a door.
Absolutely, Witz wants to go through it.
We truck it off.
He walks in there, cane in hand, twirling it around.
This door is a little more
Very
sturdy.
sweaty.
This door is a little more sturdy than the ones to the sort of side rooms, but it is unlocked. And so you guys make your way into another large hall. And now, as soon as you enter through it, on either side of you stand two suits of armor, like in the entrance hall. Two more on the far side of the room as well, where you can see another door. Directly in the center of this chamber is a large wooden planter, sort of affixed into the floor. And growing up in that planter is all manner of strange-looking plants, as well as these large, spiky-looking vines and this massive flower that blooms at its center. And that draws your focus as you first enter, but as you sort of look around the hall once more, you look off to your left and you see a very large stone door. And on either side of that stone door, you see two more heads, trophy heads, affixed and mounted to the wall on either side of this door. And they are boar heads, on not stag like the other one. But as you sort of look at them and they flicker, or as they're illuminated by the lamplight on the walls, you notice something slightly strange about their fur. It's not the standard brown of a typical boar. But these heads don't follow you, they just stare straight forward.
Hey, Seville, you like plants, right?
You like plants.
I do like that one.
like them less as we've gone along, and I don't like the look of that one.
Yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm not coming near that plant. That plant has bad juju.
Can I do like
Nature check? Yes.
or
Yeah, go ahead.
Figure out that plant.
So with an 18, you don't recognize specifically what this giant flower in the center is. But you do notice that there's also kind of these smaller flowers that are sort of underneath in the foliage that is kind of shrouded by these large thorny vines. So you can see these tiny little flowers down in it, and you do recognize those ones. They are, in fact, something that is typically ground up and then mixed with some sort of liquid to make a poison.
answer for you is that they are very unfriendly flowers. Let's keep going.
Oh, well, looks scary enough, so I assumed it was not friendly.
Lola, you make your way over towards this stone door, and the door itself is, again, massive and very sturdy looking. And it's carved with sort of these ornate little patterns, but other than that, it's just a solid stone slab, except right at the center at about eye level, maybe a little bit higher than that for you, Lola, but at about sort of eye-ish level, is this tiny little glass lens.
It's just a solid slab with a glass lens in it. Like a little peephole, or
Indeed, yeah,
just a
like a
piece of
small
glass.
small little glass peephole. Again, unless you pressed your eye to it, you wouldn't be able to see through it, but that is what it looks like.
Hey guys, I think I'm gonna look through it, but just be prepared to like fling my body away from it, but not towards the plant. Just be
Understood.
prepared. Alright, I'm gonna go for it. Get my little tiptoes real fast. Just peer inside of it real fast.
You get up onto your tiptoes and you kind of close one eye to peer through this lens. And though it's sort of a fisheye and slightly blurry, you can see through it. And beyond the door, you see a very vast open courtyard, much like the one that you entered the keep through. And you can see a far fence off further to the west that sort of blocks passage out into that massive forest with the giant blue flowers. But right in the center of this other courtyard, exterior again, sort of the back side of the castle, you can see a fountain that is currently just sort of running. You can see water flowing from it. But other than that, you're not.
There's anything special about the fountain, or just like it's a standard fountain?
You can see sort of some greenery kind of growing in it, maybe lily pads or something like that. Hard to say from this kind of blurry lens, but the lens doesn't really let you see anything off to your left and right as you look through it. It's just a very kind of straightforward view. So you're really only able to see this rather large fountain that is flowing with water somehow.
Okay. Well, guys, I think it's the back of the castle. There's a fountain. It's running, but that's all I can see. Like, I look to the side, I can't see nothing else. So, I don't know what that means, but it looks very lovely out there, from what I could tell.
Oh, fountain. Oh, I'm parched.
Yeah, I think got some moss in there, maybe some like frogs, and I wouldn't recommend drinking from said fountain. The door is giving me bad juju vibes, though.
All right. Well, that's like the 6th time you said that about something. So.
And I was right about all the bad juju. It's a bad juju place. If I just knock, I'm just gonna knock. Knock, knock.
It's not sort of a resounding knock like it would be on a wooden door or something thin. It is just a solid sort of thud. This is evidently a very thick and sturdy stone door.
Well, if there's anything on the other side, I doubt that they heard me try to knock to them. So
no, the people in the hall barely heard it. It was a very sort of solid thud.
that is a solid door, my guys. Is there any way to open it, or is it just like you guys gotta push this slab?
You don't see a door handle. You don't see a keyhole. There's no knob. There's no anything. It is just a flat slab.
It might just be a push thing. If there's no handle,
It's one of the automatic Walmart doors.
open. Did not open.
You push at the large slab. It does not budge.
Not doing nothing.
You feel as though you're pushing at it at a mountain, attempting to move it.
All right. Well, I have a feeling we gotta go through all these other doors with the little weird thingy things, other weird animals. Yeah.
As you sort of say that out loud, Lola, you just sort of hear a voice echo through the hall. Oh, you're right, you are, lass.
Woo! Who said that? Nice to meet you.
Make a perception check.
Oh god.
Nice.
This boar was the one that said that. And then as that one speaks, the other boar on the other side just sort of lets out a long... Is it morning already?
I believe so, but yes, it is. Good morning.
Good morning to you as well,
No, you sound really
says
lovely.
the blue boar.
So to get through your door, we gotta get through the other animal doors. Do they also speak, or is this like a you two thing?
The lower boar, the southerly boar, says, right, you are, lass, got to get through the other doors. And the northerly boar says, indeed, there is a mechanism in place to open this door. There's something quite involved.
All right. Well, how many of these doors do we have to go through?
We found two, if that helps.
The northerly boar says, we have not left this hall, so I'm afraid it is difficult to tell you.
Understandable. I see you guys kind of on the wall. Would be hard to tell other rooms.
Indeed. We have been mounted
Yeah.
here for quite some time, says the northerly boy.
Well, that's nice. Can I just ask one question? And you can tell me if it's rude, but
Very well.
how are you guys talking?
They both sort of pause, and then the northerly boy says, I believe some sort of enchantment. I don't know much
That's-
about those things, though.
That's pretty neat. How you feel about that? How y'all feeling? Y'all feel good?
I feel great.
I don't. Not you, Win.
The southerly boy says, it's not too bad. And the northerly boy says, it is fine. A little bit lonely when all you have is this fellow for company.
You know what? I only been traveling with this one, smack wits on the back, for like a couple days. Has it been a week yet? I've been traveling here for a little bit, and I agree. That would get boring. Yes.
You're just jealous of my drip.
Indeed,
Boring.
a little bit boring when you only can stare at one wall. And then the southerly boy pipes in, well, if you want to be getting through this door, I can give you a hint.
We do love him. Yes.
Right.
Well, if you head
Do
a
you
little
remember?
bit, if you
I
head,
remember something.
if you head just a little bit north into the castle, should find something that will interest you.
So north of Castle. Alrighty.
Mm,
Are you aware that there are ghosts? I'm sorry. Are you aware there are ghosts around here? You ever seen them walk through here?
I know nothing of the sort, says the southerly boy.
I would keep your eyes peeled if you see them, but just just don't speak. They probably won't notice you. You'll be fine.
one
They're
second,
quite
Jay.
sad.
Yeah?
Would you say that Sybil remembered what that guy said in
If you
the
re- If you remember it, then Sybil did too.
Oh,
Alright. And Sybil has
Yes.
just had an epiphany.
yes.
Lola? I think we should be
Yeah.
going now. It was very lovely talking to you both, but
We love you so much. You guys
The
are lovely.
northerly boy
Lovely
says,
creatures.
it was a pleasure to talk to you as well. Something to break up the silence.
I can play the flute on the way out if you like some music.
I'd love that, lass.
I will play you guys out. Lovely meeting you. We'll see you hopefully soon. Hopefully none of us perish, but if so, I will bring their heads to you so you guys have more friends to talk to.
Very well. We will be seeing you again then, says the northerly boy.
Alright. To the north. And I will play them out a little jam.
Alright.
I'm a hope. This is good. It's a decent. I'm very nervous.
You make your way sort of to the northern side of the hall, towards the other door lined by suits of armor. And like the one on the opposite side of this back hall, it looks a little bit sturdier than some of the side rooms, but as you turn the knob, it is unlocked. You glance back at the boars, they are just motionless again, Sybil. As if they never talked at all. And so you make your way into a northern hallway. And it actually looks much like the southern hallway, though in the reverse. And so let the DM wrap his brain around reversing the pattern of the dungeon. And so as you make your way north, it very quickly turns off to the right once more, and you find yourself in a hallway moving from west to east. As I shift my entire brain backwards to accommodate the fact that we're going the opposite direction. Alrighty. Now on a hallway running west to east, in the opposite pattern around the area, you find yourself in yet another hallway with doors leading off, now to the south instead of the north.
Well, they were the loveliest things we have met in this castle.
Lola, do not trust the boars.
What?
They
They
are
were
not
so nice.
trustworthy.
But
Cannot
they-
trust them.
Why? They were so nice to me. What's wrong with the boars?
A while ago, me and Wits and a couple other people that you do not need to know about went
oh my.
to a man called the maybe not man called the Face Collector or what
I'm
have
sorry,
you.
what? I'm sorry, what?
Or was this a
What?
Face Collector or was this a different guy? Am
It
I
was-
mixing up my
it
prophetic
was
old men
in-
in the forest?
It was indeed the collector.
Yes.
Who,
Okay.
Who did indeed collect a face. So face collector is accurate.
A fine
Slight
addition to his
correction.
collection.
Sybil,
And he told us not to trust boars.
not specifically boars, but
Boars? Oh wait, what? Or that was what I had in my notes.
You can help. You
what
can
I-
help.
It
him.
was doors, wasn't
Can I? Okay. The red boar always lies.
Oh.
That was indeed the prophecy received from the face collector in return for Martos's face.
Wait. There was a green and red boar, so was the green one telling the truth?
Possibly then, yeah, sorry. You can apparently trust one of the boars.
Okay. I like the red boar a lot, so that's a little disappointing. But didn't the red one tell us to go north and we would find something we would like?
Oh.
The red one said he enjoyed your music.
Take 2 psychic damage. That hurt.
Oh, it's okay, Lola. I like your music.
You're poisoned. That doesn't count. Your mind is all messed
Entire-
up. You're
Lola,
very
Lola,
sweaty.
an entire auditorium of ghosts like your music.
No. It doesn't matter now. The red one has washed that away. He is an
No.
evil
no.
little boy.
I'm
We
gonna
need
go
a-
back
poisoned.
there. I'm gonna give him a piece of
We
my
need
mind.
we need to take him off the wall. We gotta take him off the wall.
So
Go to the plant.
off to your right are 2 more doors, one closer, one further down the hallway. The one further down the hallway, you can see sort of these stone statues placed up in on either side of it. Wits, as you approach this door here and kind of almost reach towards the doorknob, you feel just sort of a slight shiver run down your spine. First, you weren't really sure what it is, but then you notice as you reach your hand towards it, your hand starts to feel cold. And as you touch the doorknob and this entire door, it's very, very cold.
I have a feeling we're not gonna like what we find up here.
Hmm.
The red one is a liar.
So we don't want to go in this door then?
Perhaps
There-
not.
The red one told us to go here. Red one is a freaking liar, and he said we would enjoy what we find. That means we are not gonna enjoy what we find. And he didn't like my music.
That doesn't mean it's not going to be interesting.
It probably will be interesting, but he has hurt my feelings. He has tipped his bucket over. His bucket has been tipped.
Alright, so do you want to go beat him with this cane?
May I? Is that?
I mean, he insulted
Should I-
Lola.
Should I do
Oh, yeah.
that? Is that a mean
Yeah.
thing to do?
Come
I
on,
think
let's
that is a
go.
moral action, yeah.
Let's go beat him up. I gotta go beat him up.
Excellent.
I gotta do.
I said it
Alright.
earlier and I said it again. Our moral compasses are a fidget spinner.
So returning to the back hall. You make your way back into this open hallway where the boars were.
It's just like twirling around his cane. Excuse me, boy.
Aye,
I remember. I have a quick question for you.
alright.
How do you like the look of this cane? Is this a nice looking cane to you?
Oh, it looks incredibly handsome on you.
Lola, can you hold this cane for me, please?
I will gladly pull that freaking cane. You hurt my feelings today.
Witz takes a step back and he pulls a piece of the meat off of his like meat sash thing, and he's going to cast catapult and throw it at him.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Alright, As Lily, as you say, you hurt my feelings. The Revor just sort of turns to you and says, "Oh well, I'm sorry, lass. It was never my intention to." And then he's just slammed in the side with this piece of meat that you catapulted. And as it hits him, you see this almost like spark, where it's just a loud clang, and the meat just goes flying off into this bush over here. And the boar looks perfectly unharmed. And the boar just turns to you, Wits, and goes, "I'll keep trying that, lad. That'll work eventually."
Can we take him off the wall?
Wits' face looks like his blood is boiling right now.
Hey, sir.
"Ah, yes. Was there something you needed?" says the blue boar to the north.
How might we have make your companion have a unpleasant experience?
Well, I don't know what you mean by unpleasant experience. That sounds rather
Kill the
sinister, lass.
Oh.
So Feely's gonna begin unpacking his bedroll, and he's gonna just cut a strip of linen off of it.
Oh, I thought you were about to fall asleep while we're just dicking around with this.
No. And he's gonna drape the linen over the red boar.
Are you attempting to just sort of cover its face? Is that all?
Yeah, just that.
The red boar, as you cover it, ever so slightly muffled, but its voice still echoes through the hall and just says, oh no there, lad. That hurts."
Wits is gonna ritual cast Identify on this fucker.
May not
Permission to
wound
middle
him,
finger? I am
but
going to middle finger.
unpleasant.
All right. Does anybody want to do anything else during those 10 minutes?
I am flicking him off like
I'm gonna ask
crazy.
him, what's the absolute worst place in this entire castle? Should just not go there.
I don't know what you're talking about there, lass. Everywhere here is wonderful.
Well,
Okay.
that's your answer.
Well,
I want to
This
poke at this thing
Hey,
with my pipe.
can Wits like say something to him while he's ritual casting this?
Yeah, you're just sort of drawing out some lines and planning a little ritual. You can still talk.
Hey, Boar, what is the absolute must-visit place in this whole castle?
Ooh. Well, there is a rather boring servants' quarters somewhere to the north. Probably not very interesting to you.
Wait, I was talking to this one. I heard you yawn, and I remember that one was yawning earlier.
Yeah, the red boy answered that.
Okay. I want to insight check it. Well. Fuck.
So Queely, you sort of poke at the vine here?
Yeah, just see if it's gonna try to like grab out at me.
It sort of gives a little bit as you poke at it. It doesn't grab out at you, but it sort of slithers back into the spot it was before.
Okay. I don't want to like harm it or anything. I was just
Yeah, you just gently
curious.
nudge it. Yeah. It doesn't make any attempt to move towards you or even grab your pike. It just returns back to where it was before you budged it.
Alright. That's all I got for that right now.
I have an idea.
Hmm?
I'm a wait until after I finish Identify, but I have an idea.
All right. If there's nothing that anybody else wants to do, then you can wait for Wits to finish his identify.
Yeah.
All right. Wits. You you finish casting Identify, and this is incredibly complex, incredibly strong, and incredibly ancient magic. So I cannot tell you exactly what it does, but you sort of get a better sense of what's going on here. There is some sort of magical mechanism that is attaching these boars to the door. They are connected through some sort of arcane purpose. So they are certainly connected. There is also some sort of enchantment on both boars. Well, you surmise that probably the other boar has it as well. That is allowing them to think and talk. As well as you sort of examine that enchantment, the way that it's sort of been almost scrawled in arcane text as it kind of hovers before your eyes, this one, it appears to be sort of almost written backwards. And then the last thing that you learn is that there is some sort of abjuration ward on this boar as well that is stopping it from being harmed by the meat that you flung at it.
All right. Once Witz finishes that, he asks the boar, "Oh, hey, I know you've been stuck up on this wall like a, dirty bloke for the past umpteen years, but do you enjoy any reading?"
I've been known to dabble in reading, yes.
Oh, really? Oh, well, here, as a gift for helping us out earlier, I actually found a book earlier you might like.
Oh, how interesting. Let me take a look at it.
All right. What's up about the book that said important and just open it in front of him?
Okay.
Nice.
Rubs hands together. As you open the book, you point it towards the boar, but you feel a tingling in your fingers.
I had a feeling that's what was going to happen, and I'm okay with this outcome.
And you start to feel very tired as you gain a point of exhaustion. And the red boar just goes, "Oh, what an incredibly interesting book."
Why would you give him a book? We don't want him to have a good time with.
Hang on a second.
Mm-mm-mm.
If I can't kill him, I'm going to degrade him.
Oh my god.
All right.
Just tell me you did
Witz is gonna toss the book behind him, like just on the ground behind him, and then he's gonna use prestidigitation to draw a dick on his forehead.
All right. You do so. And how exactly are you doing that? What does that entail?
Like, how am I doing it, or like the specifics of it?
I just want to double check prestidigitation because I need to make sure of something.
I don't think you actually have to touch. I think it's within 10 feet, so I can just point, and it's like I'm using it like a hang on. Yeah, I'm using it like the illusory image part.
Wouldn't it be
part
the
of
second to last?
prestidigitation- Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The small mark symbol appearing.
Yeah,
on
that's
an
what I meant.
object.
I was reading the wrong thing. Yeah, that.
That's what I wanted to double check the wording of that specific.
All right.
So you draw this dick on its forehead, and it sort of sits there for a second in the sort of arcane text that you've used to draw it, and then it just sort of, you see that same glint across the boar, and then it just quickly dissolves and fades away. And the red boar just goes, "Oh, try that again, lad. It'll work next time, I promise."
Oh.
I'm like 2 seconds from using a second level spell slot in this bitch.
Ancient arcane dick font, yeah.
1 second. Can I ask you something?
It just waits.
Sure.
You can ask a question if you want.
Is this a lie?
It just says nothing.
Oh, dang it. I was hoping I could, like, break it or something.
Oh, wait.
It's not an
That's
AI.
a good try, though.
Good try, though.
You said that they're connected to the door, right?
They are, somehow.
All right, which can use presentation to put a dick on the door?
That does not fade.
All right. Hang on, I might flip a coin here. Hang on. Lola, pick one or two.
Who?
Two. Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
Aw, man. Middle finger. I'm throwing so many middle fingers off. This is so unlike Lola. You're a good boy.
Thank you. Very kind of you.
Friend's a dick. Yeah,
He
that's
is
right. I'll
a
add
little
to the
bit.
swear jar.
He is a little bit much at times.
I like your honesty. Hear that? I like his honesty.
All right, so what do we gotta do now?
Sit my door.
You pat the spiky vine softly with your hand. It doesn't react so quickly.
Okay, I'm just making friends over here is all.
I made enemy.
Whole party is just filled with malice at this enchanted board, so Healy's just like over there chilling with plants.
Witch will kill himself if it means killing it. He will do it.
Well, so clearly he's not smart enough to figure out like whatever's going on over here. So he's chilling with what he knows, nature.
All right. Well, are we gonna go exploring more since this asshole isn't gonna help?
I think we might have lost the battle here.
All right. Just as a parting gift, go. Witch will cast minor illusion right here and make a replica of the boar, except with the dick on his head.
Okay.
Except it looks like it's dead, like tongue hanging out.
Yeah, you can't stop that, so that happens.
And it's gonna be staring red at him.
Can I lick the boar? I want to lick the boar.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of high up. They sit sort of just over head height for most people, so
Simple.
someone would need to probably boost you lower.
Simple. Help. Let me lick it. I
What?
gotta do something. I need to make eye contact with this man.
I'm okay. I'll try to hold you up.
Ask him like a toddler to pick you up. How big she is.
Uppies.
Up, grab your hands.
All right, so Sylvia, you kind of managed to lift Lola a little bit higher so that she can, I guess, lick the red boar. Which part of it are you licking?
It's eyeball.
I
All
love
right.
that.
Sylvia kind of struggles a little bit to lift you up, but after you steady yourself a little bit, you lick the red boar's eyeball, and it just appears to the texture of your tongue. It's sort of just glass, and the red boar just reacts by going, "Ah, what lovely manners you have, lass. Do that again."
Thought you would like that. I licked his eyeball. I'm satisfied. My revenge has been taken out.
I'm not satisfied.
I licked his eyeball. It was good. He didn't like it. I approve.
You see, I was just gonna try one thing and call it a day, but he didn't like my drip.
He did not. He didn't like my music.
You know what?
Okay.
Only the people who don't like my drip don't have drip. So what's he know? He's been sitting on the wall all his life, like a fucking idiot.
All right, so you wind your way back to the northern hallways. and arrive back at those sets of doors. The one farther down the hallway being the one with the statues out in front of it, and then the one directly in front of you being the one that felt cold.
What were its exact words about that servants' quarters? Interesting.
If you want me to remind you, you can make an int check.
Oh, in check, okay.
Alright, I set the DC for 12, so that's good enough. It wasn't that long ago, so it doesn't need to be a high DC. You recall that the Red Boar said that there was a very boring servants' quarters that would not interest you at all.
Okay.
That's where the juice is.
Queelia attempts to open the door.
Oh, God.
All right. You attempt to open this door, and it sort of sticks slightly, almost as if there's like a layer of frost on it. And you do also feel that same coldness as you touch the doorknob, but it does eventually open. You just sort of you have to struggle a little bit with it. And so you see into this room here.
What in tarnation?
You feel as though you've just walked into the dead of winter as you walk into a room completely covered in ice and currently snowing down from the ceiling. All throughout the hall, or throughout this room, you can see these tiny little sprites, if you will, just sort of bouncing about through the air, giving off this sort of aura of frost. And indeed, on the far side of the room, you see just straight up an actual snowman. And that's really on the session for today.
Oh, man.
We get Winter Wonderland. That boar hurt my feelings.
I am going to spend this next week figuring out how to fucking kill that boar.
I'm like, look at
I
his
will do
eyeball.
whatever it takes.
Every time I see him, I'm gonna lick his eyeball.
That was a freaking roller coaster of a session.
Oh, by the way, just as a disclaimer, that roll was determined if I was going to use Detect Thoughts on him.
Nice.
But I was like conflicted, so.
Nothing works on him anyways. Except licking.
All right. So we'll resume back here in the frozen room. Next time, is there anything off the top of your heads that interferes with next week?
Next week will be fine, but after
Nope.
that will be tricky.
Okay.
Might have to. It's like not a one-time thing. It's gonna be like a change to my permanent schedule, so I'm not sure. I'll have to like structure sessions, I guess.
It's all right. Yeah. So next week is okay for everybody then?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good next week.
Okay. If anything changes, let me know. But we will pencil in next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for the next session to continue exploring the Briar Keep. Yeah, this dungeon was a lot of work, so. But it was a
So
lot of
much
fun.
freaking.
Dude, this is
Yeah, that's
sick.
great.
So much to
I'm quite happy with how the atmosphere of it turned out. Some of the new assets that I was able to use for this map, they released a gothic horror asset group right before I started making this dungeon, so I just went hard with it and made like a Resident Evil castle.
Oh,
That's
God.
that's the vibe I was getting whenever we first
Yeah.
like walked into it.
Yeah, good. It's kind of a combo of the Spencer Mansion and Castle Dimitrescu from the later game.
Oh,
That was the general atmosphere I was trying to go for, with a bit of sort of the slightest bit of whimsy from the Feywild as well. I wanted a bit of kind of lightheartedness slipped in there.
I loved all the like little details, like the poisonous food that was like luring us to eat it, and the flying
So
boars.
glad we did not eat that.
Yeah, don't worry, leave it to Wits. He'll find out every little thing that Jay wrote into this mansion.
Good, because I
Just
put a
keep-
lot of detail into this. So if you
Oh,
find
God.
everything,
You're
then
gonna die doing it.
I'll be very happy.
Yeah, everyone's playing D&D. Wits is trying to be achievement hunter. He's trying to
We're trying to
find every
100% it,
possible
yeah.
way he can get. He's trying to find every possible way he can take damage in this place.
We got to get all the achievements, right?
Yeah.
I just want you to know, even if I'm not interacting with it in character on Sequili, I'm still looking at it and appreciating it.
All right, very well.
Appreciate.
Yeah, these maps are a ton of fun to make, and I'm happy with how they turned out. So glad you guys are enjoying the Briar Queen. Alrighty. So as I said at the beginning of the stream, the next actual stream will be this Saturday, probably 7. I'll make an actual announcement for it. I don't think anything will change it from 7 though. And we'll do some World Anvil stuff. That meter that we had for the 100 followers, it said, let's expand the realm. I wasn't kidding. This update to the World Anvil will basically double the world in size. Which is why I slipped that little globe in there, just for fun. So yeah, check that out. There's going to be lots of new character options for people making new characters eventually. Trying to work in
Dope.
some of the new stuff, so we'll have some stuff like that. A bunch of new factions will be introduced, and a bunch of new places. So stop by that stream if you're able. The VOD will of course be there, but stop by that stream. And check that out. We'll have some nice talks about stuff. There's at least one very important lore page that I will read out for everybody, like a nice little audiobook. So,
Oh snap!
so yeah. In addition to that, I've also made a bunch of updates to the existing pages. So I've sort of refined some of them, and since we're adding stuff, I wanted to clarify a few things on the pre-existing stuff to help it distinguish itself from the new things. So just for reference, that continent that we've been using all this time, that's not the Glimmering Isles, is now called Eldranor, just to give it a sense of independence from anything else. You'll see that change having been made on the World Anvil, but I just wanted to let everybody know that. I'll talk more about it on Saturday. I just needed to distinguish things so that they weren't getting confused. Things need names. And a couple of the updates, there's now already live if you want to get ahead of the game before Saturday. I'll cover them quickly on Saturday as well, but if you do want to get ahead of the game, these pages aren't private because I don't have enough private pages left to to fill them up with, so they had to go public. But all the Glimmering Isles maps, or not the maps, but all the Glimmering Isles pages now exist, including the one from Moravia and Bleak Rock. So those ones weren't there before, but you can check them out. Also in the regional pages, so basically the parent page for Zul'Garan, Averlin, all these sort of kingdoms and regions, all the individual Glimmering Isles as well, all have a section at the bottom now for cultural cuisine from that area, as that was requested by chat when I was doing that one stream. So that now exists for all the different kingdoms. So if you want to learn what they eat in all the different kingdoms, you can check those out. And anything new that I add, any new kingdom or any new region will also have the same kind of section. So yeah, lots of new stuff, lots of fun stuff to talk about. So tune in on Saturday and we'll do that. As for the other streams, I think we're all good for the rest of it. So we'll have another Sunday at around 7 for more Seas, and then some more Silversong. Silversong also in their big dungeon, the Silver Chasm. So
Are there spiders?
no, there's no spiders, but there was a giant quicksilver slime that attacked them on a bridge made out of a dragon's tail. So that was pretty fun.
That's dope.
And 2 of them almost
But
died.
not a spider.
And it was the first thing that they witnessed in their entire dungeon. 2 of them almost died. So that'll be fun. Tune into that.
Jay just likes to give players PTSD with spiders. That's why I was just curious.
We'll get back to spiders
Yeah.
eventually. I'm still on cooldown. I'm not allowed to do them yet. I've used them too much recently, so that they're on cooldown. We're gonna do
I
some
just
other things.
imagine you have like a sidebar with all your monsters, and it's just like dark on like the spider one. It's like a little bar going up on it.
I was
You
gonna
pull
start
too many
like
off.
I'm gonna like start hiding a little spider token in every single campaign. It's gonna be like in the corner. So yeah,
I just imagine Jay looking at a monster, just something completely not a spider, and going,
Let's
how
add
can I
more
make this a
legs.
spider?
Add more legs. Add more legs.
Yeah.
Spider horse.
I don't actually have like this love for spiders. They just fit 2 dungeons perfectly,
Yeah.
and so it just sort of became a thing. But it's not as though I'm like trying to use them. They just kind of were thematic.
No, I'm just messing with you.
That giant centipede was actually a giant spider. We just couldn't see.
Hell yeah, the depth crawler. Alrighty. So yeah, we'll have a chat on Saturday. And other than that, that's all I have to add. But follow the Twitter, join the Discord if you have not done so already. Check out the archive if you missed anything. And if you want to know what this whole world anvil thing I keep talking about is, then there's that link. Yeah. That will be expanded on very soon. This Saturday, we'll do some fun stuff. It'll be the spoiler stream. So if you like learning about things, about the world, then check that one out. And yeah, other than that, have a good night. And thanks for watching. And we will see you next time, whatever stream that may be. Good night.
Night.
Yeah.
Bye.